10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Warning. Viewer listener discretion is advised. The majority of the content of this program is not fact-checked. It is highly advised that it not be used for teaching your children from said content, other than making an example out of the hosts of what they should not grow up to be. Remember this. It's the beer talking.
Welcome to the truth about beer.
All the crap that
we're interested in. I'm Keith Davidson.
I'm Papa Joey Stay.
I'm Tim Rice.
Searching for the truth.
Exploring the
unexplained.
Investigating the paranormal. Subscribe now.
Hit the alert button.
Hit the alert button so you don't miss an episode. Welcome to the truth
about beer
and
beer, but it never does. There it goes. All right. Oh, you forgot to turn the fan off. Oh, sorry. Good evening, everybody.
documenting stuff.
Welcome to TTABA, the Unexplained.
And also, that's quiet.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy how much it changes it. Happy Unexplained Hour. 216. 21.
21.
Huh?
Or yes. That's the what. Or, for short, yeah.
Huh. Okay. Where's Tim? We lost Tim. There he is.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How's it going?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Good.
How was your week?
Oh, I guess it was all right. I don't remember much.
Steal any bricks lately?
No. Got to get that back. Got to get that back.
Yes, you do. Hey, Jack.
Hey, Jack.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Just wanted to say hi.
All right. Hi, everybody. Look at me.
Hey, there you go.
Bye.
Wow, there he is. Okay.
Wow, that's cool. Man, a few words.
We need to swap sides with Tim.
You've got to
The
get
way he's
face
looking
to the
at
radio
us.
now.
He's turning his head away from us when he's talking
I
to
bet there's
us.
a way for me to do that, isn't there?
Yeah, you can just grab his screen and drag it.
I'm going to grab his screen.
Careful, though.
Watch this.
Easily.
Filthy.
Look at that.
Now, look, I'll talk to you. Now.
All right.
Does that
Hey,
look more
what's
natural
going on,
now?
man?
Hey, that works.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
Normal.
Except we
Semi-normal.
turn away from him. He
Yeah.
looks at
How
us
you
like-
guys doing, man? Good to see you. Yeah. You too, man.
Oh,
We get Jeff in
well,
here. We all get all drunk.
It's not perfect.
Yeah, I think so. I think we need to drink.
Yeah, let's do it. There he is.
Hey,
Jeffrey.
cheers, guys.
Cheers,
The
man.
the
What's
legend.
up?
A whole lot of shenanigans.
It's all good. It's fun to watch.
Oh,
Did I
well,
just-
thank you.
Tell us all about it.
You're fun to watch.
Did you just hear a girl's
No.
voice?
No.
Did you hear it again?
You're talking about him? Jack?
What?
Don't mess with me, man. I'm not drinking yet.
Well, you better bring up the comments too.
Yeah,
So
we got a lot of
we-
comments
yeah,
going on.
we're way behind on those two.
Sorry.
I'm so excited to hear about this beer. Oh, good,
Yeah, this
Mike.
would be a
Big
good one to
made
try.
it over. He's back home again.
All right.
I win.
Yes.
Just a lot of hellos.
A lot of hellos. Hey, everybody.
Hello, Leland. Hello, Wendy. Hello, Aragon Stories, Heavy Metal Beer Club. Christine.
Hi, Christy.
Kathleen. Who else?
Amen.
Looks like the later start time worked out good.
I think so. I'm thinking,
Yeah. Do you guys like the later start time?
Everyone's on points. Why not?
I think we're good.
I mean, as long as we can drink, I don't care.
Well, let's get to it. We got. I'm excited about this beer.
Like the
Me
bottle.
too.
Yeah, so this one is Boulevard Whiskey Barrel Stout. So this Boulevard Brewery, these guys are out of Kansas City. They have been around quite a while, 89. So they're one of the early guys in the craft beer world. And they have got quite the selection of beer. They've got like their standard, they've got their seasonals, and then this one is called like their Firestone series, Fire Barrel. It's probably not the right word that I'm thinking, but there's a special series that they do. It's kind of these really high point ones because this one's 11.8%.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hence an imperial stout. So we'll talk a bit more about it, but let's go ahead and crack the bottle and pour it and drink it.
There's lipstick on this one. I don't care.
Care about that.
I'm kidding.
I
There's
like-
no lip yet.
Wow, it's dark.
You pour it
It
heavy?
really is. I started pouring it heavy because normally a stout you can pour pretty heavy, but it's foaming up quicker than I expected it to, actually.
It's very oil-like.
Looks like a Guinness. Well, no.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to really get that much of a head out of a stout. But
Well, yours is a lot bigger than ours are.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Your head is.
embarrassed.
that's how I
I
got
don't see
sloppy.
what's been.
Yeah, that is way too much head on that beer.
Wow, it looks like a root beer.
Nobody's
I'm
ever
gonna
said
need
that.
to get a straw at the bottom of that.
Yeah, it's dark, man. That's seriously dark.
It's like syrup.
Yeah,
So-
that really is. So yeah, let's cheer. Everyone's poured. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, Jack.
Cheers, Jack. Cheers, Jeff.
Cheers.
Whoa.
That's dang good.
Wow.
That's
That's
espresso.
a good stout.
That's stout.
Oh,
That is. Wow, that's strong.
Man.
Very stout.
it's actually got a nice. I mean, I'm a black licorice fan.
Mhm.
This has that aftertaste to me.
Yeah.
So I really like that.
Yeah, you get like the typical chocolate, espresso, all that, but no, you're right. There is a black licorice on the end of that.
I'm torn. I'm undecided.
I think torn is what it is. That's happening to me as well.
I'm almost getting like there's just a sweetness to it as well, though.
Yeah.
That
That's
black licorice is kind of a nice bitterness at the end, but man, that sweet
Right.
up front.
It's almost like molasses.
Yeah, it's super thick, man. That's crazy.
Very thick.
And you said it's
Excuse me.
11 point, right? 11.8.
Yeah, molasses comes to mind. It is there. Yeah.
11.8 GRS.
Yeah,
Is it maple?
nearly 12%. I would never guess that.
Bring yourself in, Jack.
I'm surprised it has 32 IBUs. I know it's
Yeah.
low, but still for
Is it the maple flavor that I want?
It's maple.
yeah.
It's
Oh, it's because it's barrels,
Yeah.
right?
it's
That is fantastic.
molasses.
It's
It's
intense.
chocolatey.
It is intense. That's for
It's
sure.
licorice.
I'm not
It's
a
coffee.
regular beer drinker, so this is
So the beer itself being a stout, I mean, we've talked about a lot of this on the show, but how like way back in the days, the brown ales kind of turned into the porters turned into stouts because it's a stout porter, technically. And then being an imperial stout, imperial always is going to mean high alcohol content. So
So can you-
you're always going to be like at least 8-9% or higher if you see the word imperial. But like the imperial IPAs is just another word name for a double IPA. But and then with the obviously whiskey barrel stout, they truly do
Barrel.
aged whiskey barrels. And so
That
what
tastes
they'll
good.
do is after they brew it, they'll take out about a third of it, and they'll put that. So a third of this is fresh brewed, but then they will take the rest of the 2/3 and they put it in different types of barrels, and they'll age it for another year or even longer. So then 2/3 of what we're drinking is what's been aged in the barrels. So it's a nice blend that they got going on, and man, is it fantastic? Because I'm normally not a stout guy, but I am genuinely enjoying this beer.
Yeah.
I taste the bark. It's sort of like a pirate effect. You taste the bark from the barrels.
A pirate effect? I don't know how to
Yeah,
take
like
that.
you know the rum from barrels.
Yeah.
You can taste it's been in a barrel.
Yeah. You know, what's interesting, this is one of those beers that fall into that category that you can only, it's like a dessert beer, right?
Yeah.
You can only drink one of them. You can't.
Yeah.
Like you drink 2 of these, you're gone.
Oh, yeah,
anyway.
you're done. You're done.
One piece of cheesecake.
When you said it looks too strong, it's strong.
It's very strong.
doesn't just look
you know.
strong. It is strong.
It is strong.
Yeah, this is
Make
one
it-
to sip and enjoy. Yeah. So then
Wow.
Boulevard Brewing Company, though, so more about the brewery themselves. Like I say, been around since '89. Steve McDonald, I believe, is the owner's name. He went on a trip to Belgium, I want to say, back in the 80s, fell in love with the beer, was always wanting to do his own brewery. But in the mid 80s in Kansas City, it just didn't make sense. There wasn't the demand for it. Everyone was like, you're crazy, but he just couldn't shake the idea. So in 89, he finally pulled the trigger and bought this cool old building on the South Boulevard, started the brewery. Then, I mean, obviously incredibly successful. They're like the 14th largest craft brewery in the U.S., I believe. I mean, they're way up there with how many breweries are out there. And then in 2013, they were actually acquired by Duvel. So there's the Duvel, it's the Belgian beer. You've probably seen I think it's Duvel. It's just Duvel. But so you see that beer every once in a while. But that brewery themselves, they paid like $100 million or something close to that. They never really disclosed the full amount, but that's what it was hinted at. So they got acquired by them. It doesn't say anywhere on there though. Everything is still bottled, brewed, everything by Boulevard Brewing. Which then I realized that Duvel, also owns like Firestone Walker Brewery, which has fantastic beers as well. But yeah, so like I say, they're one of those breweries that just has a lot of really cool different types of beers. They've got a little of everything. And they're definitely no stranger to doing barrel aging beer. We've got a number of different barrel aged type beers. But
Doesn't Duvel do that Paul Quack that we tried? Isn't that by Duvel? Because you always see the bottles side by side when you go to buy them. Duvel's always there right next to Paul.
I know they're in Belgium, so
yeah, I wonder if it's the same.
What'd you call it?
Paul Quack.
Paul Quack, good stuff.
It's a good
like
beer.
the
It's a really good beer.
Paul
So
Quack, yeah.
can you put oranges in a beer like this?
I don't think so.
I'm just curious. Did people in the chat talking about Blue Moon and oranges and stuff, and I thought, I wonder if oranges, because it would have that chocolate covered orange flavor to it. And whatever.
I mean, to each their own. If you would enjoy an orange, go for it. But it's definitely not the usual.
It tames down the that for wussies like me.
Yeah, it was Jack that he liked Blue Moon.
Yeah, I like Blue Moon, and
Yeah, it's like
I love
putting
the
a lemon
oranges.
in a Killian's.
He was speaking for the whole crew here, but
Just questions.
but it was Jack that said that.
Well, Leland said that drank Amberbach, and this is pretty similar in color to Amberbach. I mean, this is a lot darker. It's
Well, that's
heavier,
darker than Amberbach, yeah.
but
Yeah.
same type
No,
of.
this is completely
It's-
dark.
yeah, there's no light coming.
Yeah, no,
can't see
this is
anything through
definitely a stout
So being
as
darker
that,
than
opposed
coffee.
to just an amber.
being that I know very little, or at least the least, what's the significance of the color of the bottle? Does that matter?
Yeah,
It just-
the-
keeping the light out keeps it fresh. If you
It does.
clear
Okay.
bottle or a green bottle is going to skunk up the beer.
Ah,
So that, which is good for some beers. You get your Heineken, your Coronas, things like that. But no, anything a stout you're always gonna see in a dark bottle like that. Just keeps the flavor unbastardized, I guess you could say.
I like that word.
So I did get a testimonial the other day, which I'll bring up to you because I found it kind of funny. So my dad didn't believe that there was a difference between the Stella in a can and a bottle, and I gave him a can, and he said there's a big difference between the can and the bottle. And talk about skunky. When you go back to drinking it out of a bottle, it does taste skunky.
Yep.
So
Heineken's the same way. Heineken out of a can is different than Heineken out of a bottle.
and still on tap is even different.
yeah, I can you imagine this on tap. I mean, that'd be delicious.
Which I like them both. I like the skunky beers, but I also like them in the can as well.
Right.
I would like to go somewhere where they do that 9-step process on the Stella
Oh yeah.
on tap. Yeah.
Probably not going to be here in the States.
Probably
anymore.
not.
But-
No, Brussels.
So Mike says he needs to FedEx some rum.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we'd love some rum.
Yes, please do.
do it.
We're going to be doing rum soon.
Yeah.
On the show.
Yeah.
Rum soon. Is that from China?
No, it's a dance.
Yeah, sorry. I was completely off. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
It's-
From Sumba.
Soon.
Oh man, bunch of
Wow.
comedians. Let me tell you.
Super fun.
Well, this is something nice to have on a very cold evening, right, Jeff?
Yes, absolutely. I appreciate you guys helping me acquire this beer.
What?
That guitar pedal?
This is quite the treat to receive.
Man, you got it.
Actually, this time it was a gift pack from the olive mill.
Oh, So it's olive oil.
Yes, it's olive oil.
Tastes like it has oil in it. It's pretty thick.
I sense some oil.
It's essential oil.
I better slow down. It's almost gone.
I know, right?
Man.
It's crazy.
So I'm not going to give anything away, but I did drink one of the 120-minute IPAs this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
We're just going to leave it at that. So I have officially tasted that beer now, and we'll schedule a show.
All right.
So to do that tasting. So
Cool.
And what was the ABV on that one again?
that one is 18% ABV,
Jesus.
and it's 120 IBUs. I've always thought the IBU scale stopped at 100.
Oh,
Wow.
What does the
I
IBU
have-
do?
It's an international bitter units, and I
But what
thought
is-
it was 0
what's
to
the
100.
highest?
Yeah, I wonder how high it can
what's
go.
the lowest? What's the highest?
I always thought 100 was the highest, but apparently it's
Wow.
not.
Hmm.
You said that was what? What?
It was 120.
Oh, that's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be
Yeah,
a good
it's.
Yeah, I'm
I
thinking about
shared it with a friend. We just had half the bottle. It's like you do not
Right.
need to drink a full bottle of that IPA.
We'll have to probably do that.
That's probably what we're gonna do too. Yeah,
See here.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's not a good one.
That's a 6-pack in
In a
PBR.
Yeah. A 6-pack in one bottle.
That's crazy. Interesting.
Wait.
So what the hell are we doing next week? I got to start bringing the list.
Oh, my
I know,
calendar
what was-
clear over there now.
Oh,
And I'm using my phone that has the calendar on it for me, so I can pull it up.
Well, darn.
What is next week?
It's not the rum next week. I don't think. It could be.
This is February. It's so short. We have one more. Or do we have two more?
2 more in the month. Yeah. Oh well,
Yeah.
we'll have to let you know.
We have to go back and look at our presidents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make those drinks.
Yeah.
Fun.
But the rum's coming up on the 1st of March, right? Is that when we're doing that one?
Possibly.
Without
Sounds
my
about
calendar?
right.
I'll get back to you on that one.
We'll circle back around.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah. I guess, like I said, we got to start bringing it so we can read.
Well, I've got it in my sachet over there.
Oh, okay.
So there was a cough syrup when I was a little kid, and it was called Dr. Something. It was a medicine, and it tastes just like that.
Oh, come on.
That's
You
where-
can't compare this to a cough
No,
medicine.
no. It was a dark. It looked just like this.
Oh, maybe looks wise, but
Maybe they were just giving it to me to make me sleep.
maybe they give you whiskey with it. That's
Yeah.
why it tastes so
No, it
good.
was the same color, but you took it. It tasted just like Dr. Something. I'll have to research that and circle back around.
Oh boy.
Doctor.
There's almost a plum taste in there, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah. You almost get a
Vanilla.
taste to it.
Yeah, man, that's a fun beer to drink. That one's got a lot to it.
Good thing we didn't do any shots before this.
Where were
Wow,
you?
that is good.
Where were you, Jack?
I'd have a buzz. Bye.
Tastes good with some Baileys.
We'll get an hour into the show. Jack will be passed out.
Jack.
Yeah.
Jack.
Get off the keyboard.
Turn the camera off quick.
This is a beer that makes you feel kind of sleepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said
I'm
it's
getting hot flashes.
Are you?
Yeah.
It's,
Wow.
It's warm
Halfway
enough.
through it, I'm feeling good.
Yep.
Yeah. I like it.
like
Good choice. Good choice.
Oh,
Right
we
on.
talk-
Yeah, when we came across this one. Where did you
Think that-
find it at? Was it Total Wine had it?
Yeah, Total Wine had it. Yeah.
Has
They
anyone not tried a lemon drop martini?
had a very limited quantity when I showed up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the price was impressive.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not your cheap beer.
How much was it per bottle?
It's $5 a bottle.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But
I'm
I feel
surprised though. That is
I feel like-
expensive, but it's good.
It is good. It's got a
Very
good flavor
good.
to it.
it's a one beer
Function.
function.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I don't know if I could do
It does
two or
what
three
it's
of
supposed to
these.
do.
Mix made a syrup that tastes like cat squeeze.
I love his
I didn't.
comments.
I couldn't really figure out what cat squeeze is. I feel like it's probably not something good.
Oh man, Mike,
Cat squeeze. That takes me back.
that's funny. You know what it is?
No.
Oh.
What, cat squeeze?
Yeah.
Well,
I know.
mean, you
I know
know
what I
You can
think.
guess,
it means.
but
I know what I think it means.
It's been a while since I've squeezed a cat.
Yeah, a long time.
is that the same as pinch? I mean, squeeze and
Pinch the
pinching.
cat.
You know,
Squeeze
so, I
the
mean,
cat.
so it's something you pinch, like a loaf.
Violated the cat.
Oh my lord!
Talk, poo talk, right?
wow. 20 minutes we derailed already.
Cat violation already.
Right, exactly.
It's like dog squeeze, just more pungent.
For the cat. Dog squeeze, but it's more what?
There's still, there's,
Pungent.
yeah, there's really not a
Pungent.
good.
It's wimpy. Or as you would say,
Does anyone have any precedence for what squeeze is, regardless of dog or cat?
squeeze is a hippie term.
For what? We're not censored, are we? We can
For
say
shitting.
It is
No,
for
we're-
shitting. Is that what it
we're-
is?
Squeeze one out?
We're not
Yeah.
censored.
Well, I wasn't certain that
A
the
cat squeeze is a cat turd, right?
I'm
Yeah,
not sure
that's
that,
what I would-
I'm not sure that dog's just more pregnant. Cat shit.
As long as you hit the hub button every once in a while, you're
Yeah.
good. You can say whatever you want.
Oh, that means drink.
That means drink.
Oh yeah, it does.
Flaming dog. Oh shit! Does it? I'm not gonna do that again.
You just found that out.
I was gonna say before I run, I don't think
Around
I've
that-
officially met Mr. Blue Moon in the control room. I,
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
They doesn't
I
know
don't
what.
know this gentleman.
Oh, this is Jack.
Oh, you don't know Jack?
Oh,
Jack.
this is Jack.
You've heard of me before, I'm sure. Joey.
I have. I know you've
Yeah, I
been
was-
around, but yeah,
Oh, it's that guy.
There's
That's
many
it.
stories.
Yeah, yeah.
When you came
I've
out,
never shared a beer with you on camera, so this
I
is
don't
a
share
pleasure.
beers with
It's good to meet
people
you.
who was
Good to meet you
playing
too.
bass when you came out and saw me at Skies?
Other guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, it was me.
I got you. Nice.
Got the long
Right on.
hair, tummy. You know.
So that
Very
you
cool.
did
Yeah, we met. We just not in.
Apparently, we did meet. And
Not
I'm
a
just a
beer.
jerk.
It's all it's all a context thing. I wasn't sure if you were one of his kids or not. So you know.
You need to call him daddy. It gets weird. So I don't
Well, you
know.
get the J name and everything. Joey.
No, they're bros.
It is Papa Joey for everyone. So I guess that's not far off, actually.
Right. True.
I wasn't sure. I've met some of his kids.
And you
know.
do look very similar to my real dad. Anyway, so you know.
And Wolfman. And Wolfman Jack.
If I had hair,
Well, Joey looks eerily like my uncle. Like I've never showed you guys a picture of him, but they look so much alike. It's crazy.
Wow.
I don't think
Wow.
we've ever even told Joey that.
no,
I
you
get a
haven't.
lot of people saying that Joey looks like a lot of people they've known.
Walter White.
Yeah. For one.
Oh shit.
I feel special.
I couldn't take him in my bounder. People were like running up to the bounder. Remember Breaking Bad?
Yes, yeah.
The Bounder?
How are you? I'd be getting autographs.
The RV.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh, the Bounder.
yeah. The mobile meth
It's
lab.
funny seeing him walk out of a bounder. People are like,
Well, you don't look like Jesse, so.
no. I'm just
I do have to tell you though, one time I was visiting my daughter in Texas, and we went to Six Flags, and this one I was dyeing the beard, you know, dark and all that. Some kid actually came up to me from one of the rides. He goes, "I love your show, man."
That's awesome.
That's all.
Whoa!
Don't worry. Just knocking kid toys on the ground.
She scores.
At least it wasn't the beer.
Nice distance.
Nope. Pure
forget
save.
what's the beer.
Oh, man.
Ah,
Well, cool. Good choice, man. Good choice on the beer.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I think this was all of us kind of just randomly going through them. So yeah, no. Cheers. Good choice to you guys too.
Cheers, man. Good
Yeah.
choice.
Gonna go change a baby.
Nice.
I'm going to go change myself.
You're gonna need to. Why do we need to take a trip to New Mexico, Lisa?
That's tough. That's what I'm going to call it. Tough.
Oh, what's my wife talking about?
She
Going to
says
New
you need to
Mexico?
take a trip to New Mexico.
Albuquerque.
Well,
I don't know why.
we
Oh,
got married in Albuquerque.
What does that have to do with Mike's very large squeezes?
They're very fragrant. Fragrant. I can't talk.
Large squeezes.
Thank God it's
Fragrant.
only an animal reference.
Yeah, I'm lost here because when
Uh-oh.
Lisa just popped in with, "Hey, got to take a trip." I had no idea why.
Oh,
No
because
context.
of the Walter White thing.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're on the same page.
Yeah, okay.
Ah, there
Yeah,
we go.
yeah.
Good call. Thank you, Lisa. Needs to roam the streets. Oh, that's not a bad idea.
You still have the hat?
Oh yeah, I still got
Oh,
that.
okay, see?
I just got to lose about 50 pounds again.
I know. No.
Just stand up, man. Straight. There you go.
Tuck it in. Dye the beard.
Jeff, do you want me to let you go?
I probably should run. This
All right, buddy.
He's being cool. I can tell he's not going to be cool in about 5 minutes. So
Promise me you'll finish that.
I will finish this absolutely. I'm almost done
Yeah,
already.
yeah.
And I'm a little too good from even just 3/4 of this now. So
That's a crazy
Finish
rush from just that beer.
Let the baby drive.
yeah, it did me right tonight. So thank you.
Cool.
All right, man.
See you next time.
All right,
All right,
buddy.
good to see you guys as always.
Good to see you.
Cheers,
Cheers.
man.
See you next week.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
So Jack's digging the beer.
I'm not
Jack
sure if
doesn't know where he's
I was
at.
gonna say I'm not sure that digging is the proper. It's having an
he's
effect.
squeezing
He's
the beer.
squeezing the beer. Yeah.
Holy crap balls.
So let you guys know I'll be
good
gone
shit.
the whole month of June.
I'll drink that.
Good time, yeah.
Whole month of June.
Purgatory.
I'll be gone
St. Martin.
half of the month of June. Or well,
Are we taking June off then? Or
I don't know what we're gonna do for June. I'll be in Texas for part of June. June something. I haven't decided yet, but I know it's gonna be in June. Lisa, let me know so we can let these guys know.
okay, if you're not doing anything
Make a decision.
and you can get a plane ticket, we're in St. Martin.
That's a long ways from Texas.
Who?
Not really. Actually, it's a lot closer from Texas than it is here.
Probably. Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
We have to go to Texas to get to St. Martin.
Wendy's moving in June.
Where you moving to, Wendy?
You gonna move up this way?
Arizona.
Oh,
Okay.
She lives in
More information.
She lives in Tucson.
Tucson right now.
moving to a new place that she hates.
It's going to Casa Grande. Are you going to get halfway closer?
She's just leaving us hanging.
Yeah, we're just gonna
Come
wait
on,
till they tell
Wendy.
us. Shows
Where
hold
you
still for
going?
you. Come on, girl.
It's moving to Oracle.
Cough it up.
So I have to tell Bigfoot though that listening to him on another show today was like it was hard for me to share him, but yeah, he did a great job, and this show really did go to the pooper at the end, literally, right? It was fun. We tried to warn him before he went on, but
What show?
it was on Parachill. They're part of Para family from the UK.
I just do mixed drinks or what?
They were talking about Bigfoot and all other kinds of stuff.
Ooh.
So it was fun.
Bigfoot and body parts.
Yeah.
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 Shaved body parts.
To be exact.
From the Bigfoot.
Man.
I feel like Bigfoots don't shave.
They don't have to.
Right.
Well, when you go into the hospital, there's certain things they have to shave.
True.
I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, no.
To make the
Right.
things
The
stick.
incisions. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
and to make the electrodes
The
stick
Well,
pasties.
that's true.
The
different parts
pasties.
of your body. Oh boy. So where do we go from here?
Love you, Bigfoot.
Oh my gosh. Well, the
Oh yeah,
Loch
they
Ness
talked
Monster.
about Loch Ness Monster too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's funny. They've never found a Bigfoot, but they're pretty clear on what his penis looks like.
And Nessie, right?
We found an imprint.
Oh, Nessie.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
That's funny. That is too much.
Oh yeah.
So a friend of mine said, hey, do you think, you know how Pegasus, right? The flying horse.
Oh no.
And then the
Thought his name was
unicorn.
Motar.
Then the unicorn. Which one, do you think the unicorn can fly
Don't do this.
like Pegasus?
Don't do it.
No such thing as a unicorn.
Don't do it.
No, there is two unicorn.
Yeah, there's
Is
a
there?
unicorn.
Doesn't
I've
matter.
never
Oh,
seen
don't do this. Please don't do this. I have just enough of a buzz. Don't do it to me. I promise
You know where I'm going, don't
I do,
you?
and I promise
All
you
right.
it's not going to be worth
Never mind.
it. We've only got 2 hours.
All right. Damn it. That was such a good one.
It was a good one, and I shut up because I needed to go home. So yeah, no.
Let's leave everybody hanging on that, Jack.
That's going to be fun. We'll have something to talk about next week.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I like that.
So next week we'll talk about the difference between
However,
unicorn and Pegasus.
behind
Is that what
Keith,
next week's show's about?
Behind Keith, it says Hitching
No, we'll
Post.
talk about it. That's
okay.
not what it's about. We'll just
The sign behind you guys.
Actually,
says
next week, the
Haunted
23rd.
Honky Tonk.
We have a guest next week.
Oh, we do 23rd.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yes, we do have a guest
Next week's
week.
paranormal talk.
With
Oh,
are
paranormal
we
talk
going to tease
with
them?
Debbie Branning.
Branning, yep.
Yep. And you can catch Debbie on the Ghost Adventures episode about the Gila County Jail.
Mhm.
Yes.
So there was
Yes.
this episode you guys produced that I saw on the Webster there. It looked a lot like it was about the stuff that's behind you on that there sign that's not real.
I know.
Yeah, it's exactly what it's about.
The
I
one
watched
that's-
the whole thing. I
the
watched
one that's over my shoulder.
it was a lot. Yeah, it was a lot
Yes.
shorter than I thought it was going
Or
to
it's
be.
over Keith's.
You know what? It was short, but it was good.
It was interesting. It seemed like there was a lot of stuff that you guys had happen.
There
we
was.
We could probably do another show on that one too. The cleansing.
What?
The hitching post.
I know the hitching post. They're talking about. The
Yeah, I don't
hitching
know if
post.
they want to cleanse it, though.
I'm not sure where
No.
the cleansing.
I don't
came
think they
from.
want to cleanse it.
Well, I'd like to help. Never mind.
Exercise the spirits.
Yeah,
No,
that's
there's
the best
peril.
way to
There's peril.
well, it's the best way to kill a crowd wanting to go visit some places to cleanse it. Then it
It was a good point.
doesn't have any more appeal for
It
them
was
to
super
go visit
haunted. We fixed.
because they want it to be haunted.
Yeah. We fixed that place. It's no longer haunted.
But yeah,
But I do feel sorry for him.
yeah.
For who?
You're talking about the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
owner.
Yeah.
Prior owner.
No,
Yeah, I would like
get
to
that.
free him from his
I was just saying. You know he's dead,
suffering.
right? He's
No,
dead, though.
yeah,
He is dead.
Okay.
he-
Well,
but
his
soul isn't. His spirit isn't.
Since we're on that topic, though, I mean, of the Hitching post and all that, Jack was in there and played with Donnie when he first went in there, right?
Oh yeah.
And did you have any experiences when you were in there?
No, I didn't have any supernatural experiences in there. I had experiences in there, but no, it's a good,
TMI.
it's a cool, no, not like that. No. It was, it's a cool place. It's a very little homey kind of place. I did go up in that backspace a couple times for, I don't remember for what, but it's a creepy
What was her name?
area. Who, my wife?
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No,
You brought her. I
It
didn't know
was,
you brought her.
it was a different area. It's a different
Mhm.
feeling up there.
It
was
is-
very
it's-
heavy up there.
Yeah,
Very
it's really
special.
interesting. And I really, at the time that I was there, Donnie didn't believe as much in that stuff.
Oh, he does now.
I know he does now. That's why it's interesting. He's changed a lot. He's gone through a lot. That I'm proud of that guy for where he was years and years ago to where he is now. And it's interesting to see how much his mind is opened and
Yes.
all sorts of things. And so, yeah, to see him talking about the, spirits attached to artifacts and things like that was a little mind blowing to me because that's not who he was when we met him.
Right.
But that place is full of
I love it.
artifacts that has opened up his mind.
And I know, we played there for, a couple of years and, we never knew the place was
Well,
haunted.
during-
We never knew, right? I mean, we never
During the
knew.
entertainment and the buzz, I don't think you can be really aware of that stuff. I think it's when it's quiet and
Right.
Right.
Oh, I mean,
Anytime I was there late with him, it wasn't just like me and him. I wasn't the bass player in the story that bounced. That was his older one.
right.
But when I was there was always at least 3 or 4 people there. We were never, that small of a crowd.
I mean, I think when we were at Skies, we always heard of stuff at Skies.
Mm-hmm.
People always talked about it, but it just at the Hitching post, it was never the case. Nobody ever said anything. But being there on that investigation, man, I'll tell you what, some of the feelings we got was just crazy.
Oh yeah.
Never felt that before in there.
we had everything you could experience. We had the movement, we had the EVPs, we had the K2 action, we had the visuals, we had everything. Well, are we going to talk about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Are we talking about it now?
Yeah.
I think you've started.
I think we started. So we did an investigation of the Hitching post. If you didn't see our Friday show, go back and check that out. It's very interesting.
So I'm reading chat stuff.
Do we have that flyer up there for that one?
Yeah.
Do we remember to load that?
I believe it is in the pictures.
I bet I
somewhere.
could find it.
I bet you can find it too.
Maybe. What's it called?
Hitching
It's
post.
probably under.
Oh, there it is.
There it is, right there.
This one?
That's the
Yeah,
one.
that'd be the one.
What do I do with it?
Just click on it.
Bam! Haunted Honky Tonk.
This is a great investigation. We had a lot of action on so many levels. All the equipment was utilized. Everything we captured stuff on every piece of equipment we used, and we all had personal experiences there.
Mhm.
Every one of us.
Yeah, and one thing we didn't really point out that I'd like to point out right now.
Will you point it
It
out?
was well, we'd gotten the name Austin on two different devices back to back, which was really compelling because first we got it on the Ghost Portal, which is a ghost box or a spirit box going through some processors and stuff
On steroids.
Yeah, and then Tim had his Ghost Tube running, and
What's the Ghost Tube?
it's an app that's on the phone.
That's the app. Okay, I don't have all the names locked in yet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
And then, I mean, it came onto his app
constantly.
just shortly after that.
Yeah.
And it got
Constantly.
so yeah, that was pretty compelling. And then it kept reminding Tim that he was old.
That was great.
That was pretty 3 times in a row.
Oh, they said old after that?
Yeah, when you were sitting at the
You're
bar.
old. Oh, that's right.
So you wanna hang out and
I'm
have a
like,
beer?
all right, I'm out of here. Then Keith came in because I'm like, you know what? I didn't think a ghost could insult me. I thought I would insult a ghost. But
Well, it
no,
kind of
the
went
ghost-
past you when you said, someone have a beer with me, and you said never.
Yeah.
He goes,
After old.
never.
And
I'm like, all
old
right,
again.
fine. So Keith came in, and then we got an orb coming through. If you watch the last episode at 1756, you'll see some really cool stuff happen over his head. I just noticed that last night. I don't think anybody else got it.
I'm going to go back and watch that. I caught an orb when Keith and I were up in
Upstairs.
the attic. Yeah. And I thought I saw some movement up there, and I kept looking down lower when we were editing the video. It wasn't until we released it and I'm watching it at home and I go, oh shit, it's up there. It was an orb that flew in and out of that attic space.
And that attic space was weird. The millimeter started doing some weird shit up there. It was
Yes.
just
Nothing
really,
like that
really
ever
weird.
happened on that thing.
Well-
And the temperature fluctuation was incredible,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we've had the temperature fluctuation before,
but not both.
but the constant triggering of it, the way it was doing it,
Mm,
which is
right.
and in different spots up there too. It wasn't in the same spot the whole time. But what was weird was that bang. We still can't debunk it. We don't know
It
what
was
the hell
right
that bang
behind me.
was.
I tried to see if I could recreate it.
It'd be neat if there was a way to get some sort of, I don't know, spatial idea of where you're at. Because when that happens, watching the video and not being there, there's a poof, and then you guys are like, "What'd you hear that?" And I'm like, well, everybody heard it, but you have no idea. There's no perspective as far as where it came
Okay,
from.
I'll give you the perspective. Okay, because I was holding the
No, I
camera.
heard you said it, and you said it was right behind you.
Yeah, so I mean,
I'm
it
just
was
saying
right
it's-
behind the camera. If you want a perspective of where it happened,
I just think we don't get to share in the visceral experience of directionally where that actually
Of the
came from.
layout.
yeah.
Yeah, because you just slapped the damn
Okay.
camera. You know what I mean?
I definitely think we need to do this again. That calls for another investigation.
Oh yeah,
there.
we'll definitely go back.
We'll
and do it
definitely go
again.
back there.
Wendy brings up a good point too, and it's unfortunate, but we didn't get any video on it, and that's why it didn't make it onto the episode. But the men's bathroom was really freaky. And
We have video with that.
no,
We didn't have
no.
video. We just had audio.
We have audio. We had all the audio from it.
Man, that was crazy.
Yeah,
What was it?
because we had the K2 was going.
I had to go
nuts.
really bad.
And so all of us were in the men's bathroom, which should never happen again. But that was so active, and there were actually shadows that were moving across the floor, and our instruments are going crazy.
You were getting touched.
Yeah, I had something
Yeah.
touching the back of my arm.
And-
The K2 was going nuts.
So
we tried
his-
to debunk it.
He held it. The K2 was like, and he gave it to me, and it stopped. I gave it back to him. It kept going. Remember that?
and we thought it was the lavalier. We thought it was the wireless. When
Or
we
we thought it
tested
was
it,
our phones or something we had on. We tested everything.
yeah, we put it
couldn't
against
debunk
your wireless, and it didn't go off.
No, we couldn't
It
debunk
was
it.
just when I was holding it, it was going off.
And
that's
you
when
were
I felt
feeling the
like-
touch too.
Yeah, that's
so.
what I
And
felt like
a
someone
couple
was
of,
touching.
I guess, Wendy.
Hey,
and-
Vinny.
Hey, Vinny.
Oh, Wendy was there.
Wendy and a couple of the girls saw shadow things
I'm super smart.
run right around the corner. It was pretty incredible.
Well, I think Wendy actually saw a figure, didn't you?
Yeah,
Wendy?
she is a shadow figure.
Yeah, I believe.
I
it.
saw a shadow figure too. I think we saw him in the same place.
Well, there was the one in the and back behind the bar in the kitchen
Mhm.
area. That's the one that kept poking its head out.
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know.
that was Lindsay and I that saw that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So we did see.
But
some
the
stuff.
bathroom definitely had some interaction going on low level,
Yeah.
running around the sides. And then the K2, I cannot explain any of that.
Well, I think your favorite part of the whole night was the SLS footage we got. I think
That was crazy.
really your favorite part.
My God, that was so incredible. So when I first saw it, I'm like, we were filming the stage with SLS, and this started out as a little stick figure on the bottom left. I'm like, look, it's a child. And we started watching it. And I've got probably 15 minutes of this recorded. And it was moving. And I said, it's dancing. And then when he was there, we were all like, no, it's not a child. It's something else.
Right.
All of a sudden the arms start going like this. And then the legs were completely still and straight. And we're like, no, somebody's trapped. And we're like, you know what? At one point, we called Donnie Grubbin. He was out back because we were in a lockdown. And I walked out and I'm like, Donnie, we have to call Donnie in. This is weird.
Right.
Donnie came in and he saw that on the ground, the guy going like this with the legs not moving. And Donnie immediately got choked out and tears in his eyes and said, bless his heart. That's him.
Yeah.
So the boat had fallen on top of him and he was still there struggling. And that's the way they found him the next morning.
Well, that's an interesting point about that SLS footage. We've seen quite a bit of SLS footage.
We have a lot
last year. I will say this. I mean, we've had some pretty good shit happen.
And
we've had figures wave and
stores,
stuff like that on
everything.
command. But I don't think I've ever seen one where the figure looked like it was laying on the ground like that.
With
I don't think
its
I've ever
arms
seen
waving.
Usually they're sitting or standing or up above you.
And
or
it
somewhere else,
moved
but-
Yeah, or the knees. It was basically the knees were and you could see the feet kind of trying to move.
But the
on
leg,
it, but the legs
from the knees
were-
down did not
couldn't
move. They
move.
were trapped. And it was on the floor.
Yeah.
And that's where supposedly that spot, if you looked right above it, there was a
hydraulic lift, apparently.
anchor thing that where the boat had dropped on top of his legs.
Yeah.
And that's how they found him the next morning.
Yeah, so I think it's interesting because it's
To me, that's credible.
yeah. Well, I just think it was interesting how it correlated to the story of the old owner. I mean, and we didn't really. He talked about it a little bit at the beginning when we interviewed him, but then he really got into detail about the story once we saw the SLS footage and we called him over. Then he got into real detail about it, and I think that's what was really creepy about it, is it really correlated to exactly what happened.
And
to
it
him.
lasted a long time.
It probably went on for
20 minutes. 20
yeah.
minutes.
Yeah, we couldn't show. I mean, it would kind of bore you to death to watch the
watch
thing,
the
or
whole
it would
thing,
bring you to tears. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do we think that means?
The guy's still there. His spirit is still trapped under that boat.
Reliving
Right
his
there.
last moments of.
So what I was saying about, I don't want to get rid of the ghost
Life.
there because Allison saw an Indian, a full dressed Indian. Austin's still sitting at the bar. There's things up in the back that we heard. There's things in the bathroom we heard. I'm not talking about going and cleaning all that out. I was wanting to help that guy that was trapped in the boat to let him know where he is and what happened so he could move on. I don't think that's going to take away from the haunting of that place.
Right. Well, like Donnie mentioned, there's so many artifacts in that place.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of energy.
Right.
in
The
there,
artifacts
so-
alone are a whole different story.
Yeah.
There's things there from all over the world from centuries ago.
So what did you think, Jack, when you watched it? I mean, you played there in the past. I mean, were you surprised at a lot of the shit we found? I mean,
No, well, I'll tell you. And all there's so from watching it on the YouTube,
on that YouTube machine.
on the YouTube chain on the internet,
On the Webster,
I'll tell you a couple things. So the ball, I didn't see anything happen with the ball.
oh, watch it again.
I watched it 3 fucking times.
No.
I can't see whatever it is. It's not for me anyway. It wasn't perceivable on the video.
Okay.
And then the other thing that I hate in all of these things is when you guys, when I know you have to, but when you type out the words that you're hearing, I don't know why that irritates the crap out of me. Run it 3 times. Let me hear it first. Don't put it on the screen. Anyway, other than that, like the SLS thing, I didn't know that story to that detail. That's horrifying.
That's why we're doing this show.
So, and this is why, like, I always thought, I'm curious about this stuff, and this goes way too deep for the 2 hours that we have. But like the idea that those things are stuck there, I can deal with the idea that energy, like Donnie had said, like a record player, is there's a recording, it leaves an
Objects.
imprint on objects, that kind of stuff I can deal with. The idea that there's an energy or a soul or something trapped in a physical realm is horrifying, and that it goes to the whole like they're watching us all the time kind of stuff of like that's insane.
It's uncomforting.
That's-
and
yeah.
It's ridiculous, and it's like, and that makes that's a whole rabbit hole of like, holy crap, are you kidding? Like, how does that make you feel good in any way, shape, or form to think that? I mean, that essentially could happen to any of us.
Well, I know the spirits could be trapped in a place, but I didn't know they could be like that.
I don't know that they can be, is what I'm saying. I hope that they're not. I hope that what you're seeing on the SLX camera is an echo
Residual.
of energy. Yeah, residual, something like that. Not anybody's actual freaking soul stuck
I
on an
hope so,
imaginary
too.
boat. Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, the boat's gone, but you're stuck here. That's terrifying to me.
Right.
The boat and the body are gone.
Yeah, I mean, to say that
I
was
don't
a
know how-
residual thing, I think is probably more likely,
Well,
just because that was probably the most traumatic thing that happened at that time. So that's where the most energy, took place.
and it's imprinted.
And
I would say that it's
in that
imprinted.
spot. So,
Not that he's there. I don't know
Yeah.
that he's there. I'm just saying that was a very pertinent spot that something very tragic happened. And I think the imprint was there. I'd like to believe that his spirit and soul has moved on, but the accident, the event is imprinted in that spot.
Right.
Just like things are imprinted in objects. I don't think the souls are still in objects. I think it's the imprint.
Cool.
Because like crystal can absorb information, but not spirits.
That's good. Now I can sleep.
You know what? It freaked us all out. It was a first for me and Wendy and all of us.
Yeah. So to put your mind at ease, Jack, it was like we recorded some stuff in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
And we can go back and listen to it, but we're not still in that fucking studio.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Right.
That's why I look at it.
there you go.
Cool.
Well, about the ball, Jack, that's why I put the round circle around it, hoping that people could actually see it. Because once you zoom in on it, it gets real pixelated and it's really hard to see it. All of a sudden you see the pixels moving and it looks like the ball's moving. But when I put the circle around it, you can, if you really hone in on it, you can. Did you watch it on your phone or a TV?
I watched it on my phone.
Yeah, if you watch it on a bigger screen, you'll actually see it
The
move.
ball will
It
move
rocks.
past the circle.
Yeah.
It rocks.
I mean, it's not like somebody flat out kicked it or anything, but
No.
you can definitely see it moving back and forth. And then we spend about 15 minutes trying to debunk any kind of wind blowing it around. We stood in front of it.
We stood in front of it. We put barriers up. We
Right.
did everything to try and debunk why it was moving.
So,
But when we were there physically watching it, we saw it moving. And that's why we put it on video. And the fact that you put the ring around it proved our point. I mean, it went outside the ring and inside the ring. And you could see it's don't let the phone, that doesn't do it justice.
Hey, South Cac Lisa.
hey, Lisa.
How you doing?
So, I interesting point you brought up about the words when we get the EVPs.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, and I see what you're saying, because a lot of times then when you see it, your mind hears it, right?
Well, because that's how we work. So like, when I was driving, listening to it for the second time, and it said something, and then you guys, I heard it say something completely different than what you guys said it was, and so it was just interesting to me because I was like, well, crap. I mean, obviously, if you don't bring it up, nobody notices it, but
right.
So that's the norm on most paranormal ghost shows.
Well,
so what we should do is play the sound, not put up the word.
And so let everybody say what they
and then
they
everyone think what they hear, and then say, this is what we believe it said.
Yeah. Or put up a mix of letters.
Because when you put up the words, you're forcing that
make a jumble
belief.
You do a jumble where you just put all the letters that are in the word you thought it was,
but
in the wrong order.
What?
Some of our brains don't work that quick.
So I'm curious, Jack. What did you hear? Do you remember what you heard? What you actually heard?
I honestly don't remember what I heard at the time.
I'd be curious.
It wasn't a name though. It was a. Damn it! I wish I could remember. Anyway, I'll have to watch it or listen to it again.
I don't think we did a lot of names.
The one that I'm talking about was, you guys decided was a name. It was interesting because the second time that different things said it, it sounded like the name. The first time that I heard it, that you guys said it was, and I don't know what order they were actually captured in, but the first time it said Austin, it didn't sound like Austin to me.
Yeah. See, here's the deal with that though, is since we were there and heard it, we did hear it say Austin.
I believe that.
Before the ghost tube said Austin.
Right.
It said Austin. Then that said Austin. Oh, you hear us say it said Austin again.
Right.
Confirmed it for us.
So
no, I got
that's kind of what we heard in that space.
When the ghost tube said it was clear.
Yeah.
When we heard
First
it,
one,
it was
sounded
clear.
like something different.
We heard it clearly.
I'd be interested in what you heard. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, because you got to figure when we're editing this stuff, and Vinny and them can attest to this. When you're listening to this shit over and over and over again, you start. I mean, I completely missed a lot of it. It wasn't. Sometimes it's not till Joey hears it, and Joey will go, "Oh, did you hear that?" Or and we'll compare notes and we go, "Yeah, that's
I heard stuff that I heard that night, and then I also heard stuff I didn't hear on the show,
and that's what happens.
And that happens. But no, clearly we heard what we heard, and that confirmed it that night. But I'd be curious to know what you heard. I'm interested.
It's more of just a whiny bitch sort of thing.
No. I would be very interested.
It's the standard, and if you don't tell people what you're hearing,
and listen, if anybody watched the show and you caught something different, we would love to know that. We're not here to say this is actually what happened. We're here to investigate it.
Right. No, well, that's the thing. That was a spirit box that said it the first time, right?
The ghost world.
Yeah, which is a spirit box.
Right. But the ghost tube.
Yeah, the ghost tube has a vocabulary, so it says things.
Yes, it says
very clearly.
The other one is the mixture of sounds that makes me go.
But the fact that they confirm the same thing is why we.
No, then I totally get that.
But if you heard something else, I would be interested to know what you heard. I mean, I'd be interested to know what anybody heard.
But I completely agree with you, Jack, and that's why I brought that up, because we experienced it, or at least I experienced it firsthand. I don't know if you guys experienced the same thing, but we did in New Mexico. We did a site, and we had kind of a quasi tour guide, I guess you would say, on the investigation. And he kept saying, "Oh, hey, there's a shadow over there. You see that? You see those eyes? You see this? You see that?" And all of a sudden, your brain starts fucking with you, right? Going, I see it too. And that's why I bring that up, because it's a great point. I mean, maybe
that's what it sometimes feels like, and of course, you have to do that, otherwise, it's just footage of nothing. I get that. So again, it's kind of a bitchy complaint. Was your tour guide on that? Did he actually have a humpback?
we finally told him. I said, you know what? We'd really like to just investigate this place ourselves. Yeah, if that's all right with you.
If you just shut up, it'd be a lot better.
But we have our own way of doing things.
But what's interesting about the Austin thing is we didn't find out about Austin
until after the fact.
Until after the fact.
The whole thing was over. We got Austin 17 times.
I don't know about that,
but we got a lot.
A lot.
It was a lot.
Either way,
I wasn't keeping count.
We came out.
Either way,
Wendy, how many times we counted it?
If you got it more than 4 times, and then you find out that the guy died out in front of the place,
it's validated.
That's definitely the more than just like, oh, whatever. I get you.
Right.
It's just, again, I haven't been on one of these that had anything come out yet. So
no, it kept repeating Austin over and over and over and over.
We did hear it.
Wendy will. She'll back me up. Maybe 10. It had to be over 10.
All she said is it was a very sticky sweat.
That was the other place.
That was in Texas.
It was over 10.
That was the DeSoto Hotel in Texas.
10.
Yeah. No, but I totally agree with your point. I mean, you think about it. We look at it as we're excited. We hear the word and we're like, oh shit, we got to say what it says. But to the average person, they're like, all right, now you're putting shit in my head. Now I'm hearing it myself.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's planting and instilling.
It's leading the witness.
No, but Wendy will tell a few times. All right, Wendy said a few. I'd say it was 10 or more.
She said quite a few times.
Yeah. Can I go back a few?
No.
A few comments because Mr. Bigfoot he said that he only helps those spirits that ask for his help. And then Vinny came back and said that he agreed that's not our place or to make that decision for him. And so
you're right. All right.
So that's interesting that to Tim.
Maybe he needs to be there.
Huh. If he's there, but I mean, you don't know somebody's trapped there unless they're telling you they're trapped and they.
Well, he kept speaking and he kept saying.
But was it residual? Was that just something that keeps playing over and over and over again there because it was such a traumatic experience?
So when this happened, you guys all kind of went to the other rooms. Wendy and I stayed right there, glued to it. And the words that were coming in was,
I got quite a bit of it on video.
Yeah, it was trapped. It was Wendy, help me out. What were the words? That's how I confirmed what we were talking about. It said not murdered. It said help me. It said give me a minute. But it was asking for help. We
Well,
watched it.
Then here again, I mean, are these things silent movies or are they sound and visual?
Good
You know,
night.
are these things played over
happening
again
at the same time?
Yeah. So I mean, it still could be a residual energy
But
saying,
when you're seeing a guy trapped on the ground and it keeps saying, "Help me,"
yeah, because that's probably what he was saying while he was trapped there. So that still could be the residual.
Right. Is it residual? Is he really?
Things
so how do
going
you
on.
know?
That's the thing.
That's where it say if they come to you and ask for your help, then you help them.
I think
Right.
saying "help me" is asking for help.
Well, if it's a residual, if it's a recording stuck in that moment, the energy's in that moment, and there's not actually what I was talking about earlier. That if that soul is
I
stuck
concede.
there,
I don't know.
no, I know you don't know. We're just saying that's
No, it's interesting.
it is
In
interesting.
my opinion, he was looking for help.
But okay, so you go back
Yes,
to the
and that's what
residual
matters.
thing. Was he yelling "help me" as he was dying too? And that's the
Mhm.
residual energy that was trapped too.
Or
Could-
is he
could be.
still there and saying, "Help me move
Right,
on"?
Right.
I think the only way to
I
know is
don't
to
know.
go.
We need to go back.
invest- We need to go back.
and do an
And that was my
investigation.
whole point. We need to go back and
Mhm.
see
Clean
if
it.
that's exactly what he wants or if that's just the residual that's still there.
Right.
Hey, good night, Mike. Glad you
night,
jumped
Mike.
on with
Love
us
you, Mike.
tonight.
Wow.
We do love you.
Yeah. Was it?
Oh yeah. Wendy at one point she got to one part of the stage and she reached out her hand and she was on the SLS and she reached over to his hand.
Yeah. That actually.
That we have
right
on
at-
video.
Yeah. That
right
made,
as she
that made it
touches-
on the episode.
Yeah, I
Right
saw
as she touched his hand, he disappeared.
We didn't catch the disappearance on the
No.
video, but
No.
because it went on for a while.
Yeah.
The reaching out went on for quite a bit of time. So,
She's
the
like,
thing that-
"Touch my hand. If you need help, touch my hand."
and you could see it. At
And
one
you could
point
see
it
his
was reaching
hand.
up. Right.
I
There's
don't
a lot
know.
of
I don't
stick
know.
touching
I'm
going on,
torn.
too.
It is. I mean, that's why we need to go back.
You need to go back and check it
You
out.
know.
So are we reacting with residual or are we reacting with spirit?
That's what we need to find out.
That's
Right. That's why I say we need to go back.
Which-
If he's still there stuck, I'd like to help him move
question. How would we figure that out?
on by going back and
Trying to communicate.
targeting in on,
Yeah.
on
So,
that.
so here's the thing that, like, when it comes to the communication stuff, here's where I come off as a real asshole. So, like, we have those little sticks, the little sticks that they can react with and interact with. My biggest question in all this is, like, again, the what do you call it? I don't know, consciousness or intent. So if these things, whatever realm they're existing in, that they're able to cross into ours, and we talked about this a little bit last show, that is it intentional? Do they have free will of it? You know what I mean? Them crossing in and seeing us and interacting with us is free will or not? Because I feel like it's less of that. You know,
Well,
like,
I believe
do we
if it's residual, they can't react with you.
right. You would think that.
But from what Wendy and our conclusion was, he's still there. He was reaching out for help. And when she did initially reach far enough, and I kept saying, "Wendy, no, stay back," because I didn't want to lose it. But when she did eventually reach out and overlap with a hand, he disappeared.
Right.
So if it's a residual, why wouldn't it still there?
Right. So, but then doesn't that give him,
That gives it logic.
but not just logic. What is that damn word?
That gives it reality instead of residual.
Right. But it's acting intently. It has intention. What is the fucking word?
I'm trying to think.
You know it, Joey.
Yeah, I know it all.
Yeah.
I believe it was
No,
communication. And I don't think you can communicate with a residual.
Right. But this is what I'm
Object.
saying. But that, like, the choice to communicate, it has a choice to communicate or not. Right. Is what we're saying.
Mhm.
Right.
Because if it can touch the stick on purpose or do any of those things or interact with any objects on purpose,
Then it's not residual.
right. Which would mean that it has,
Intelligence.
Intelligence.
oh, I almost had it. Intelligence.
He squeezed it out for us.
Almost.
Intention.
Not intention.
Reality.
Reality, purpose. I don't
Facts.
know. Choice. It's not choice. But it's
existence.
Have another sip of beer.
It was
It can make-
tangible.
tangible, yes, but it can decide to interact with you. How come it's stuck? How in the hell is it? There's nothing in there holding it.
True.
There's no boat. There's no boat anchor. It's energy or soul
I understand.
or
that.
consciousness
I
is
understand
stuck
that.
in this space, but it can decide to go ahead and talk to you or reach out to you. Get the fuck up. There's nothing there.
Well, and that's kind of what Vinny said. Vinny said he wouldn't be just in one specific place.
That's what's it just, and this is the questions that just because my head like goes agency. That was the fucking word I was looking for. Anyway, that's just a question in my head is that I think like makes this stuff really hard to deal with on a deep level, just because it's terrifying to me.
It is. We were really, really, really,
Stuck.
really. I mean, my stomach had knots. It was really weird, especially when he said, "Help me." And the fact that we were communicating with it is what really, really convinced me. If we had just gotten the evidence on tape and nothing had happened, that's fine. It's residual. But the fact that it communicated with us is what led me to believe it's actually that he was actually there and there's a trapped soul or spirit stuck. And I do believe spirits can get stuck in places and they can't move on until they're either told to or they find the light.
Yeah.
But
So I like that, Jack, where you use the word agency for it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That is perfect. I mean, because if a spirit has agency to do its will, then you know it's still there. But if it's a residual thing that just keeps playing back,
right,
over and over again because the conditions are right and the camera's rolling and the SLS is rolling,
right.
But
that's
not a two-way communication. That's just that's like us
residual.
Sitting back watching a movie.
We found a pocket.
Right. That's residual.
Yeah, no, that was the word I was looking for. And
the communication made it different.
It makes the whole thing bigger,
tangible. It made it
bigger and just like really heavy. Honestly, it makes the whole paranormal stuff incredibly heavy. If that's what we're talking about, if we're talking about spirits, not just imprinted energy, but spirits with agencies that are stuck or
that's
wandering or lost or whatever the hell it is, all of that just makes this part of me go,
wow,
just like freak the hell out because that's bad. That's bad.
It is horrible.
Well, if you look at Vinny's comment, I actually like those two comments there, Vinny's comment and then Aragon Story's comment. But Vinny says because the camera read Wendy as she has more depth than what the camera was originally acquiring. That's why the figure disappeared.
And I guess I don't really understand how the camera works.
Sure, I can accept that.
So yeah.
So it focused on more of her.
Did you get it?
I don't know what happened.
Sorry, guys, we disappeared for a minute. So anyway, no, that's a good point what Vinny was saying because if she came into the field of view of the SLS,
sure, because it only acknowledges I think 2 or 3 things at a time. If there's 4, it won't do it.
And then
she could have overpowered that,
right? And it tried to pick up on her, but it didn't actually fix on her.
Yeah.
I don't have any answers. This is my first experience of watching something like this on an SLS. So without having more experience on the SLS, I don't have any answers, but I'm just saying, I think it's worth another investigation.
I think it's worth another investigation too. I don't think anybody has any answers.
No.
I think it's interesting. I'm curious more what other people think of it because, hearing Donnie talk about the record player theory or analogy as far as the way that energy and spirit energy imprints itself on objects and stuff. I like that. That was really cool.
Right.
Then hearing your genuine concern for this thing being trapped there, I went, well, hold on, that's a different freaking thing. Like that's a completely different thing. And it just put me in a thought process of like stuff I hadn't really considered before.
Right.
Like,
it hung Donnie up. I mean, he got very emotional.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, I get it. But I also know who Donnie is at his core. And so the idea, I know it never occurred to him. That a soul is trapped somewhere.
Right. No, he had that
was not something he was
last
thinking.
thing on his mind.
So yeah, when he saw that thing on the floor and we're like, oh crap, it's still there. He had the same kind of thought that I did.
But he knew the story and we hadn't known.
Exactly.
We didn't know. He goes, yeah, that is exactly where it was.
Yeah,
and that kind of opened us up to a little more, a bigger level. And then we started, and then Donnie, he couldn't watch anymore. He had to leave.
So then you take Aragon Story's comment and it's flipped totally opposite of what Vinny said, but he said maybe when he touched his hand, he disappeared. Maybe she helped him cross over.
We weren't telling him to do that though.
No, but it's an interesting thought.
I respect
if you're going to look at the flip side,
but I think her coming in overpowered his SLS. I think that's my opinion.
I think from a scientific standpoint that everything needs to be approached as a residual before you decide that it's something that's stuck.
Right.
You know.
Well,
You
I would
need
have
to-
agreed with residual
Yeah.
completely until I heard the communication.
Well, that could be
The
part of the
communication is what
residual.
changed my
though.
mind.
But that could be part of the residual.
Okay, all right.
You know,
Okay.
Also,
I mean, it
How
does,
does that
it's-
work? I don't know.
It wasn't a silent movie.
Well,
That's all.
perhaps what we're seeking is what we get the residual of. Because if we're going to say there are things that are residual that are just floating out there connected to objects, that's where our agency comes into hand, because what we're seeking is what we find. Sort of like if you don't believe in the demons, they can't affect you. So if we're looking for that empathetic
You
sort
will
of soul,
find it.
you'll find it. So it's possible that they're all residual, and it's just a matter of what we're tuned into that brings out whatever it brings out. Because maybe somebody else at that point wouldn't have seen the same SLS image that you did, because your energy drew that out, whereas somebody else's energy would have drawn something else
Okay,
out.
so that contradicts the Julie theory.
Yes.
The Julie
The
theory.
Julie theory. Julie's
When
got a
Julie
theory.
was moving, when we were talking to her on live camera, was that residual?
I think that was different.
It probably does.
Exactly.
Yeah,
make
that
contract.
was really different.
Mhm.
But I
So,
mean,
I'm just being
I was
the
just-
devil's advocate here.
That's fine. I was
Yeah.
just offering. a
no, I
theory.
get that.
Yeah, but each investigation is going to have its own.
But are they all residual?
Right? It's,
We don't know.
Well, I think
well,
that's
like
what
Joey
you need to
said,
try to prove first.
If you approach it that way, then you can
Steve
disprove it.
Well, and that's the thing. My point is not to say that one's right or one's wrong. What I'm saying is that both things I can see defensive, and I can follow down that path. I'll admit 100% that one is much more uncomfortable for me than the other one, but I don't know that either one of them is or isn't true. And this is what makes this whole thing tough. At the end of the day, there isn't an answer. We
No,
can do
there's
this all day
not.
long.
Yeah.
And you can say,
That's
see, it
why
did
we're
that,
all
and
here.
that did that, and there's no proof of any of this. That's what I said last week. Nobody knows shit.
That's why we do this, to try to
yeah.
come to some sort of conclusion or finality. We will never know.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's why we keep
But
doing
the
it.
journey is so interesting,
And that's
the
the
different experiences are just puzzling, and we're never going to know.
Exactly. But that's what I think is really kind of cool about it.
But I don't count anything out at this point.
I'm with you 100%. I don't count anything out. I know the things I've experienced. I've always been impressed by people who have deep, who are really like, I don't know, committed to things or deep faith or all those things. Like I can get super into something or not give a shit, like within 5 minutes about the same thing. Like I can flip-flop.
Everybody can. I mean,
Mhm.
Well, but there's a lot of people that don't. There's a lot of people that are.
I mean, if you go out in
Good on
the
that stuff.
forest and you want to see Bigfoot, you will see Bigfoot.
I heard a guy on an interview talk about how he heard a bullfrog all night, and then he got home and realized, oh, that was Bigfoot.
No, you lost me.
The guy was out doing a Bigfoot. So he was searching for a Bigfoot.
It was a
He
bullfrog.
kept hearing a bullfrog, and then he got home and he realized, oh, decided that was Bigfoot making bullfrog noises to throw him off the trail. Now, but you laugh, but that's commitment to the fact
That
that
is
the man is
commitment.
100%.
But that's
certain.
also forcing your mind to believe in something that doesn't exist. I mean,
Why does it? How can you say it doesn't
You're
exist?
manipulating.
You don't know that it doesn't exist.
no, you don't. But
So
that's
that's what I'm saying.
manipulation.
It's not necessarily manipulation. It's belief.
I believe it was a Bigfoot. It sounded like a frog.
Yeah. Because he thinks Bigfoot is smart enough that he's going to make frog noises to throw him off the trail. That's his belief 100%. It sounds asinine to me, but you can't tell him he's wrong. And you can't prove him
No,
wrong.
you can't.
That's really, see, and this is fun for me. I'm sorry.
And I heard a frog that sounded just like Bigfoot.
But it goes back to your point, Jack. We don't know shit. It could be the
We don't.
reality.
We don't know
we
anything.
just look at it a different way.
Do you know what this is?
Looks like a
Flashlight.
Flashlight.
No.
So,
Well, what is it?
What if I told you it was Bigfoot?
okay, now you.
Right.
No,
That's
I've
but
had a
that's my
Bigfoot
point.
Now
bottle
we've
cap.
crossed.
No, that's my point. Is it's that
No,
ridiculous.
it's not.
It's not. You're right. Prove me wrong.
I just heard it. Bigfoot
Okay.
doesn't make a metal sound when he's dropping.
Your
Well,
Bigfoot
that might
doesn't.
be the way
This one
he
does.
throws things off, right?
I was going to use a different analogy. Maybe I should. But
Yeah, I think you should have.
Hmm.
what if I told you this was God?
Oh Lord.
So that's my point.
I could get behind that.
Because you can't prove me wrong. If I believe it is, it is.
Right.
I can.
So-
I can come in there and take it away from you and put it up on camera and show everyone it's a bottle tap. You can't do that with Bigfoot.
You're missing my point.
Okay.
My point is that faith, belief, those things are deep ingrained and you can't change them.
It's stronger than reality.
They're
sometimes.
yes, they're
Right.
beyond tangibility. Because
Right.
you and I want tangible things, but tangible things sometimes don't matter.
or they don't
not even necessary half the time.
they don't happen.
And they don't have to.
It's not that they're not existent; they're just not.
Correct.
That's why the beauty of what we do sometimes is when you have multiple people on an investigation and they all do the same experiment
100%.
and you see the different results that everybody gets.
Right.
And I think that's
fascinating.
Yeah.
It makes life worth living. It's very interesting.
It's like Joey and I had our own different opinions of what happened in that little storehouse in
the
Oregon.
storage room.
Yeah. He got his take on it. I got my take on it. Who's right? We don't know. But there definitely was something that happened. So you can't believe me or him over each. You can't.
well, you can.
You can't. I know what I believe. He knows what he believes. But
Right.
we can't state anything for a fact.
Can't you say that?
And that's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
the thing about it. that
You
makes
have
it-
to experience it and come up with
Right.
your own
Right.
belief.
That's what makes it neat, and that's also what makes it a pain in the ass.
and that's what makes
There's no
what
answers.
we do so fun.
Yeah, it's just part of the adventure of life, and just the adventure in general. It's like all these things we get to share with other people, and share ideas and feelings and stuff. It's really neat and it's exciting, and at the same time, it can bring up emotions that are just really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because I know that we've all had a point where somebody's talking and we're like, listen to this moron, what in the hell, you know? And they're not any more right or wrong than we are.
Yeah,
most
we've
of the
been
time.
there.
Yeah, and that happens. That's just the trouble with being human beings.
But
But I love that there's some place to go with it. I personally am happy that I don't have anything that's that concrete, because I can hear everybody, and that's always been a joy for me to hear people talk about stuff that they are impassioned about that I don't necessarily believe, but to hear how passionate people can get about those things, because I'm not that passionate about anything. You know what I mean? Like people who are really into some one thing or another, I've never had anything that was that intensely about. So I love it when I see people that are passionate about things.
I think it's about confirmation.
Absolutely. That's what it would be for me.
It's all about
It's
confirmation.
confirmation, but
But
that doesn't really happen very often.
I was
No,
going to say,
it
but are
doesn't.
you ever going to get confirmation?
Well,
You know,
my
'cause you're-
UFO experience, that was confirmation.
And that's what I was saying last time.
But
Just to
again,
see
that
I don't know if I could deal with it. It's cool, and I would love to, but at the same time, I was like, I don't know if I really want to, because it's confirmation. But then it's like,
Absolutely.
oh, cool. Now I'm here in this club all by myself. We're like, you know,
But again, to go back to that point, it was confirmation for you. But if anybody else saw it, it doesn't necessarily
No,
confirmation
right.
for me.
Confirmation.
It's all relative.
Right.
My confirmation was not just us three seeing it. My confirmation was all the other evidence, the Bigfoot, the radar, all of the other things that
yours was that was next
collaborated.
level. That was
Well,
next
that
level.
that was
a different level. You don't get that on
It's rare.
you don't get that on an investigation.
No, no, you definitely don't. Because that would equate to them grabbing you and taking you to the other side. You're like, so this is Ghost Town. This is where we've been calling you from for the last couple of years. Sorry about fucking with your stuff.
Right. Absolutely. But I mean, that's why we do this. It's fun. And we're not asking anyone to believe in what we're reporting or to believe in what we're saying and our investigations. We're just here to say, this is what we experienced. What do you think?
You know, I want people to argue with us.
Yeah.
I really do.
It's a
I
good thing.
want people to say, "Hey, you're full of shit. That's not what it said." And
Right.
then we go back and we look at it.
Because
in a
then
different
you're
way.
real.
Right.
Otherwise, you're fake.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, we're each on our own journey. You know, we're all looking for our own answers.
Right.
So, you know, you have experiences, you tell us about them. That's cool. But your experiences are yours. They're not mine.
Right.
Right.
And
You
your
know?
experiences are incredible. They're
Yeah.
great stories.
And
but
like
they're
you
not-
said, we've experienced the same thing at the same time, but your experience with that was
We're
different
still
than
different.
what
Right.
mine
Still
was. So,
different. no matter.
you know,
Have you ever had somebody tell a story to other people about an event that you were there for, and they're retelling of it?
No, you tell 10 people and it gets back to you and you were
No, no,
with a whore.
I
and
had a buddy that would tell stories about like altercations that went on, and I'm standing next to him while he's telling this shit about, oh yeah, I said this and that and whatever. I'm like, dude, I was there.
I was right there. What are you
And that was
talking about?
absolute
remember
horse
that.
crap. And that was not even close to what happened. It's an interesting phenomenon, and I sit there and I wonder, like, do I do that? I think, yeah, I probably do that.
And that's the best thing about documentation
mhm.
and video and sound and the stuff, because we can all agree that we saw what we saw and heard what we heard because
Yeah.
it was recorded. If it hadn't been recorded, all of our stories would have been different.
It takes away a lot of the
It does.
the confusion that happens
Confusion.
from perception, because perception is huge, and we
It
all
is.
perceive things very differently. You be in that same moment together, and in that moment, without any kind of evidence or recordings, it's just a matter of what was it? Oh, it was a huge this and whatever. It's like, no, it was like 2 feet tall. It's like, no, it was like freaking huge. You know, you get those different accounts.
But the
when there's that-
recording is what gives it
recording is-
relativity. or
yeah, it balances it out. You will look back and go,
validation.
look, you're stupid.
But
That's
then
not-
again, even the recording, like you said, with
When it's-
with
yeah.
the ghost tube or the
That's
ghost
not
box,
what he
whatever,
said.
you know, it's like, this is what we heard, but we're putting it out there on video, and other
That's-
people are hearing it go,
and that's the deal.
well, I'm not hearing that.
There have been times when
So-
we've been sitting around, like 6 of us sitting around the ghost box, and it said something, and you heard football. I heard baby bottle. He heard.
Yeah, we all hear different things.
We all hear different things.
Yeah.
So that's why we record it. But I think you're right. I think what we should do is next time is play the audio, and then audio, and then play what
So-
we believe it said.
This is what
And
we
then
think it
ask the
says.
public, hey, we're going to play this for you. And then we want you to hear it.
Yeah.
And then we're going to say what we thought we heard. We want you to respond and tell us what you heard.
That might be an interesting experiment, is to actually do one where you don't show it on the screen at all.
And see, right?
Play it and make it and do it at the end of the episode or next week or whatever, and have people send in, what did you hear? You know,
Sure.
give them
Yeah.
a clip of something everybody agrees
Yeah,
with.
because you
something.
don't want to force someone
You know,
to
it's-
think they heard.
Because that's the biggest thing. Put it in somebody else's head and it's just there. But I just think it would be neat
You
if
can't
everybody could
project
write
it.
in their answers afterwards, and then
And-
just go down and see how much of a telephone game we could make out of this one clip. Be like, how
That's a
many
good idea.
different
The other thing
freaking
we
words?
have to do, the thing we have to do though, is overreact to everything we hear.
Yeah.
You know, did you?
Yeah, or else nobody's going to watch our show.
I like heavy metal's comment. That's why we're all here watching this show. Exactly.
Exactly.
Because we all have our own. Yes.
Oh,
It's an opinion. It's what we think. If you hear something different, we want to hear it. We're not here to tell you that this is gospel. This is truth. We're here to say this is what we believe we encountered. If you heard something different, and we say this on every show,
Yeah.
if you see something or if you hear something different at all, please let us know. We're not here saying this is fact. We're saying this is what
No, I like to hear other opinions.
I'd love to
because-
hear other opinions.
So you guys, do you guys think that that's a cool idea of letting an audio clip just linger for a whole week on a show from, I don't know,
Yeah, maybe do it separate
message-
from a from
separate
an
from an
episode.
episode,
episode, right?
Yeah,
just put a clip of what do you hear,
Mhm.
and just have private messages or something sent in so
Yeah.
that nobody else is seeing them.
Right.
And then we go back and confirm
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Saying we got 7 people that thought they heard this.
Yeah.
We're going to play it right now. What do you think?
Yeah, I like that idea a lot.
That's a good idea. Wendy
Instead
says,
of us just
Oh,
forcing our
freaking
opinion on
genius.
you.
Wendy says she's gotten things you can't record, personal experience.
That is true.
Well, yeah.
I've heard things that didn't show up on. And that's
Well,
just how the
yeah, but that's-
paranormal works.
That's how life works. Personal experience.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, we all see different.
Sometimes
hear different
unshareable.
things.
Most of the times. You ever differently than one day when you hear? Ooh, she said, "You ever hear?" Also, I can do this show thing. Look at
Yep.
Yeah, you can do that.
that. Yeah, good job.
All the time, Vinny.
Every
All the
time.
Every time we're going through,
Every time.
we'll hear different shit. So that's why Joey and I a lot of times will get together and I'll say, "What did you hear on that?" And if we both hear the same thing, then I typically put it down as
That's cool.
fact.
That's what we heard.
That's
And
what we heard.
I told the guys tonight, go back and look at 1756 because I
Right.
don't think anybody caught it.
Right.
There were several things that I caught watching it that nobody picked up on.
And the worst part is once you get something stuck in your head,
Yeah,
you can't get rid of it.
that's very true.
You know, so if you hear Austin, you're gonna hear Austin every goddamn time that thing plays.
Or it
So-
could be. You guys see the KFC thing? The
No.
Kentucky Fried Chicken guy,
Colonel Sanders?
the sign with his bow tie.
Oh yeah,
No, I
yeah. I know
haven't
you're talking about. It looks like a midget.
With the little
Oh,
kid,
little
so the
dude.
little daughter goes, "Why is
Yeah.
why has he got such a big? Why has he got such a tiny body?" Because, honey, that's his bow tie.
Those aren't
If you
his
look at
legs.
it, it looks like a stick figure. So it looks like this itty bitty stick figure with this gigantic friggin' head on it. You look at it sometime, it'll blow your mind. You'll never see it right again. You
Yeah,
can't
that's
ever
so
see
true.
it right again.
It's so true.
Yeah, I still can't. It's just like,
Mhm.
dude,
It's the
so-
power of
It's the power of the
influence or
suggestion.
suggestion. Power of suggestion.
Well, it's like, I mean, there's that picture that's like this beautiful woman look at herself in the mirror. You know, have you ever seen that drawing? And then
you look at it,
and then you look at it differently. You see this old hag,
Yeah.
you know, on it. And then once you see the old hag, you can't see the beautiful woman anymore.
Well, see, that's
So
like that's the left brain, right brain stuff. So
Mhm.
like the spinning ballerina and the bunny and the duck thing, and all of those are sort of interesting little optical illusions. Where you can now, what's interesting about those too is you can switch them though. Some people can switch them.
I can switch them. I
Yeah.
saw the gentleman running down the track. It looked like a dog, and then it looked like a guy hiking up the road.
The old lady and the princess one,
The old lady and the princess,
the duck and the bunny. I remember.
the tree and the old man.
And then
I
there's
mean,
the rotating one is always the fun one. Being
Oh
able
yeah.
to switch the rotation with your just thinking about it.
You ever see the one with the Tupperware plates?
I don't think so.
It
What is that?
looks like it's inside out, and you're seeing it from the back side, or you're seeing it from
Oh,
the
when
front
they-
side
and they-
where it looks deep.
and they
versus
turn
the-
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've
it's
seen that
crazy.
same illusion with a like a 3D face of a like a dragon or whatever,
Mhm.
or a donkey. You know what I mean? And as you're going around, it looks like its eyes will follow you, and it's because it's actually a negative or a sucked in version of it, rather than it looks 3D, like it's
Right.
staring at you, but it's not.
And you got to actually close the picture and reopen it to reset your brain.
Yeah.
It's
Right,
weird.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But, so when my wife and I first got together, and well, it was actually we were married, but her parents had this thing. I mean, it was just to me, it just looked like these sticks, you know, that were mounted to a little stand, and kind of like Stonehenge looking thing. And I thought, what the heck is that? You know, why do they have that in their house? And then I don't know, it was my wife or whoever told me, so, well, you need to look at the negative space on it, which, you know, between those sticks and all that. By God, it said Jesus.
Oh, I remember one of those.
Wow.
Yeah.
We had one of
So-
those on the piano up in Prescott, and yeah, it doesn't look like anything
Yeah.
until you realize, oh, dummy.
Until
it's-
you
it
tell
says
'em.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You can look at it all night long and not
it's
see
the
it.
negative space. It says
it's the
Jesus.
power of suggestion.
So-
That's hard to do sometimes. Though.
Yeah.
It really is.
That's so funny.
That's crazy.
But now all I see is Jesus when I
When you
see
look
that
at it?
thing. So
Bless your heart.
I always just recognize. I just recognize that little thing that as soon as you see one of those, you go, oh, it says Jesus. I'm gonna have to read it.
I remember when I was a kid, they came out with those. They were called Magic Eye books.
Oh,
Mhm.
the posters.
It was just a pattern, right?
Oh, yeah,
And
you had to
you stared
focus
at
your
it a
eyes
certain
on it.
way. The
It's a
3D
symbol.
would pop out.
The
right?
pictures, the
not a
pictures where you
symbol.
just on the wall, you stare at them and stare at them and stare at
Yeah,
them.
but
all of a
something
sudden,
pops out.
all of a sudden, 3D it pops out.
Yeah, I
You
didn't- I
see
never saw
something
shit.
Completely different.
yeah, those are
Really? You have to
Yeah.
almost cross your eyes.
Yeah, you
It's
cross
a
your eyes and
schooner.
Cross your eyes.
Oh, I've crossed my. I've looked like I'm having a seizure.
I-
at one
I
time.
have-
Just looking
no,
at the
I-
damn
Are you
thing.
definitely-
colorblind, Keith?
I have
Yeah.
experienced those.
Keith,
No,
You're
I'm not. I'm not actually. No, I'm not.
No?
colorblind. No,
You couldn't do it. And you're not colorblind.
no,
That's
I could. I
No,
couldn't-
those are
couldn't see it.
really,
well,
really
I guess you're
impressive.
just broken.
Yeah, Jesus.
The fact they
More
developed
than you
that
know.
and make that was incredible.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
landscaper's name is Jesus.
Jesus.
Hey, what?
He's telling me I need to
Jesus.
take care of some weeds in my yard.
Clean up
Jesus
my
got weed?
yard.
I know
All the
Jesus
rain,
has-
all the rain.
Or
is-
Oh,
make
yeah.
it shorter. Yeah, I know.
My Jesus has good weed
So,
Because he's the gardener.
because he's in Rocky Point.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's funny. All right.
so what else we want to talk about on this episode?
I don't know.
No, I definitely think we should go back with a different state of mind. Not to free things. I forgive me for saying that. I didn't mean to like set things free or let them go. If there is something there
Oh.
that is struggling,
Mhm.
we'll all know it. It's not going to be one of us. We're going to agree to it,
Maybe.
or we won't.
Yeah, I don't think that'll really ever happen because we're all so different in our belief system.
Well,
You call me
so
a jerk.
do we believe we
So-
saw a residual person trapped there?
that we can't deny that.
Okay, so all three of us
something
believe
was
that, right?
Mhm.
Okay, let's let our goal be to go back there with an open mind and wanting to know if we can help someone. If we do, we do. If we don't, we don't.
I'd be curious if we actually get any SLS footage when we.
We'll probably never see it again.
There it is, the little dude.
Sweetie, that's his bow tie.
That's his legs and his arms.
Why does he have such a tiny body?
That's funny.
Oh my God, I never noticed that.
Isn't that ridiculous?
Now I can't look at that any
You'll
other
never
way.
see it another way. You look at it, you go like, "Oh, it's a little stick for you to do with a
See,
giant
that's the
head."
power of
That's
suggestion.
100%. It's my favorite thing.
I would have never thought that had you not told me that.
I know it
That's
ruined
awesome. That's it.
it. Pound it, brother.
So that's why we need to be careful in our investigations of
Yeah, because
what we tell people we
suggestion
see,
matters.
because you can make them see what you're.
That's right.
That's freaking great.
That's a perfect
No,
example.
yeah, so
Thank you.
I had to share that.
We are putting that up on next week's show. We
That is-
gotta get a picture. of
Biggest
that.
damn thing ever.
That is
What do you see?
We'll have to order a bucket next week.
It was just
Right.
They don't
It was
even make
adorable
buckets
because
anymore, do they?
the story that was told was that a little
They
girl
still
driving
make
by
buckets. I don't know. They still
saw
do?
it and asked her dad, "Why does he have such a
small
tiny body?"
body.
It's like, he's like, "That's his
Well,
bow tie,
bow tie.
sweetheart." It's like, "Oh shit,
That's
That
awesome.
is a tiny body.
It is."
That's awesome.
Anyway,
That's funny.
Now
as
you've
shit.
changed everything for me.
that's right.
I'm 56 years old, and now I'll never see him like I have ever
Not
seen
We
that.
should put our beer in the KFC bucket next week.
That'd be perfect.
Say, what do you see here?
That'll be great.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's
See,
fun.
this
Debbie
is-
doesn't know what
this
she's
is-
in for next week.
Right.
This has been good to talk about. This is what this show is about.
Who's the guest next week? You said
Debbie
Debbie
Branning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It'll be fun.
Yeah, she's written several books on paranormal stuff and haunted places in Arizona and all that. So it should be very, very interesting.
Jade is here. Sorry,
Yes, Jade's here.
I think she's been here the whole time. She just hasn't been talking.
Been watching from the shadows.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to get involved with this or not.
Nah, probably not.
That was looked like an SLS and Colonel Sanders on top.
Yeehaw! So now, how does that work? Do we get back? How do you get back in Magic Post? Because I know the band that's been playing there recently.
I've reached out to the owner, Mo.
I think we should tell Mo that we
And,
have a band that we could put in there on Thursday nights.
Yeah, there you go. New house band.
Right?
Yeah.
If Jack's up for that.
Oh, I don't care. Mo doesn't like me hearing me sing.
Really?
Joey, you were there last time. You remember last time?
Oh,
He was
when we
just-
were breaking Hank, huh?
Oh yeah. And he was just like, I don't want to listen to you whine, sing all night and whatever. And I was like, well, that's not. Then halfway through the night, he's like, see, that's how it should sound with these guys. Sounds like these are the same dudes that were here last time.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was Jack singing too.
Depends on the day.
No, he already said we can go back in there and investigate. I
Right
was
on.
talking
Yeah, we
to
can go
him,
back
so-
there and investigate. I don't know if you can play in there, but
Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm just making sure.
Joey wasn't.
no, Joey wouldn't. They've got the itch, man.
Well, it's been 6 months.
I'd love to see
Yeah,
you
I've
guys
been
get back together.
itching to play because
Probably
I think you
longer than
should.
It's probably been longer than
I don't
that.
think you should just totally give it up. I think you should just
I don't think we had a choice in the matter.
no, we really
at,
did.
at the time, and the COVID and everything.
Yeah.
But
There's
I
two
think you
gigs
guys
anyway.
should get back together.
Well, I don't know if we're going to get back together because we don't have a full band.
True.
But you never know
We,
because
we can.
I'm filling in with somebody this weekend. So
There's
it'll be
people.
fun.
I know people.
I haven't played in a while. I think I've had two gigs over the last year.
And where are you playing? Oh, at Longhorn.
Yeah, we're playing Waddell's Longhorn.
Oh, nice.
I filled in-
Steakhouse.
I don't know. Is it a steakhouse or a bar? I think it's a steakhouse.
Out in Waddell?
It's not the Longhorn Steakhouse. No.
It's in Mesa.
No,
it's out in
Waddell.
Waddell.
Oh,
It's-
okay,
it's
never mind.
About
Different
Buckeye.
place. Different
Oh, yeah.
place.
way out. But no, I did one fill in with Donnie and one fill in with Dustin. But
I
it's
like
been a
Dustin.
year. It's crazy.
We need to do some jamming on our house shows again.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Are we going to do a tarot card night? I don't know. Are you going to do some tarot card reading there, heavy metal?
We can
We
bring
are.
Morgan in for tarot cards.
We are going to do a tarot card reading.
Sweet.
Yeah, in fact, we need to find us a white witch.
I've got a white wife.
Who doesn't?
Does she do spells?
No.
Oh, Patty does. Okay, so Patty, I
Patty
did reach
does
out to
too.
her, Wendy, again
Yeah.
on the message. So
Well, we want to put a show together with a white witch and
Mike
Naked Bigfoot on doing
Why?
magic,
That's-
spells and
because it'll be
magic.
fun.
Yeah,
That'll be
it'd be
real
very
fun.
interesting.
Yeah.
Elven magic?
What did you say?
Elven magic?
Spells.
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 So we're not going to make cookies.
No.
Well, we could make cookies too.
Cookies.
It'd be good.
Just a thought.
You need an Otis Spunkmeyer oven.
Spunkmeyer.
Yeah.
Can we fit any more shit in here? Possibly. How's that?
Uh-oh.
How's that beer?
Out of beer.
I got to drop.
That's warm as
There's another one in there if you want to split it.
Oh, I totally do. Do we have any turpentine either? Good Lord.
You've had enough.
Jade knows a white bitch.
Oh my god.
Woo, don't we all?
You want to split that last bottle?
Thanks, Karen.
I
What?
don't care.
Oh, I think you should totally. Yeah.
Do you want some, Jack?
No.
I don't think
How much
could
you
add
got left in
anything
yours
else.
there, Jack?
Probably the half of it. Oh my gosh.
I got some Clorox downstairs if you want it.
I was going to say it while he was talking about it. I didn't want to be rude. You're talking to somebody who has actually once in their life drank bleach.
Did you really?
This has a very similar feel to it. Like it instantly just shoots to every part of your body. You can feel it into your bloodstream.
Yeah, you can.
Uh-oh.
That's what bleach feels like.
I'm
How
just
did I
wondering
give
how long
myself
it's
the
gonna
most?
last.
It's just
How did that happen?
faster. I don't know, but the bottles.
Don't worry
are,
about it.
The bottles are nice.
There's another one down in the fridge, I think. Maybe,
No, it's good. I
possibly.
think we're good.
Become an 8-packs or what?
Yeah, I mean this is
This is a
equivalent
4-pack, actually.
to a beer and a half, right?
This right here is $15. Right here.
Gee.
I got some head on that one.
I did too.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot what it tastes like.
Kind of good.
Yeah.
There it is.
Get your
Still
guns
my-
ready. For,
It's syrupy.
Oh. All these toys in front of me.
I know.
They're not really toys until I start playing
Start
with them.
playing with
Yeah.
them, start fiddling with them.
Then all of a sudden they become toys.
Everything's a toy when you touch it.
So, Jack, we're thinking about doing an episode on the superstitions. What do you think of that?
not like going out into them, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, as long as it's nighttime and you don't take any flashlights, I'm game.
On a full moon, or
I don't know. Would they let us?
on a new
It'll be a
moon?
short friggin' episode. So here we are.
On a new moon.
Oh,
Years and years ago,
Jade.
back when what did Jade say?
So it'll be.
Well, she's asking a question that's kind of
Truth
pertinent
about-
because
Truth about mixed
It
drinks.
is actually.
yeah, because
Rum's coming up.
quarterly we're doing spirits, and we talk about that kind of stuff. So next one coming up will be about
Rum.
rum,
Aw,
It's a spiced rum.
spiced rum.
What does
mixed
that
drinks.
mean?
So years ago, when I was first doing the house gig out at Superstitions Guys, I had one of these gentlemen who came in who had found the Lost Dutchman's gold. I don't know if you've ever met one of these guys.
Yeah, his name's Austin.
I met a few of them.
This guy smelled like he found Lost Dutchman's gold. And I was like 20 years old, and he was standing so close to me, the brim of his hat kept tapping my forehead. And I was a kid, and I didn't want to talk to this dude anyway. It was awful. It was awful. Just don't ever tell nobody about that one. Like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. But Lost Dutchman gold, he said he found it. You tell me.
Mhm.
There was a guy who came into Skies when we were playing there years ago who was making a movie
Mm-hmm.
on the superstitions. Remember that? You remember that guy? He was talking to us about it. I can't remember what his
Was he
name
an older guy?
He
or-
was an older guy, yeah. He said he was making a movie that they knew where the gold was.
That does sound familiar.
Yeah, I mean, it was years ago, but
I've met more than one person who claims to have found it,
Mhm.
or at least claims to have some knowledge of where it's at. None of them will tell you why they didn't remove it, but that seems to be the overwhelming theme: is that it gets found and then it gets left there.
Ooh.
I don't think it's removable.
Tennessee Whiskey, Jack's favorite song.
Mm,
We'll have to play that on the show sometime.
Yes.
What do you think, Jack?
just don't.
We got to tell
He,
that story.
he doesn't like
though.
to document things.
No. So here's the thing:
We should tell that story though. 'cause
It was
that
a good story.
Pretty
that was
incredible.
pretty cool.
we didn't do the song. The first time we had an interaction with Tennessee Whiskey, the Stapleton version, somebody came in and said, "You guys should do that song." And I'm like, I'm thinking of the George Jones version. I'm like,
Right.
I love that song, but why would we do that? Anyway, the guy at the time said that I sound like him. After hearing it, I'm like, this guy's high as hell because I don't sound like Stapleton. So, smash cut to what was it, New Year's, one of the last New Year's that we played.
Like
At
2 or 3
Norton's.
years ago now. I can't remember. I guess about 3 years ago.
Well, anyhow,
Your phone cut out.
what happened?
With Tim.
Uh-oh. So, well.
Battery
because
died?
There's probably the battery died.
Sorry.
Anyhow, so
Yep. It said my battery died.
Oh, shit.
Dang it.
it's New Year's and this guy comes up and asks us to play Tennessee Whiskey. And I'm like, oh, I don't want this. I was, no. Right. And so he says $200. And I said, guys, we got to learn Tennessee Whiskey. And and then I think it was $400. He finally paid us. And I said, okay, well, we're going to go learn it now. So we took a break. We went outside and we listened to it. Our drummer at the time had never heard it. Joey had heard it, but never played it. And that was about it. So we went in there and made $400 doing probably one of the single worst.
You're still hooked up to him.
You're still hooked up to
It
him.
was so awful. It was so awful. Because I don't know. I love drunk people because they don't care.
Apparently they didn't on this one.
They never do. They never do. And I mean, it's one of those things you have to wrap your head around. As a musician who I actually do like to not suck. So when I have the opportunity to not suck, that's my preference. But when people, make you play songs that you can't do, or you are not in your range or whatever, but they offer you hundreds of dollars, you're going to do it.
Didn't he end up giving us like 500 to do it? By
No,
the time it was all said and done, or was it just 4?
I think it was 400, which is a ridiculous amount of money to give us to play one song that we don't do well.
What
And
made
have
that,
never done before.
what made that so funny is we agreed to do it after 200.
I know.
And then he kept coming back. I'll give you another. If you guys do it, I'll give you another 100.
Yeah, when we got to 4, I'm like, okay, we're taking a break because we got to learn this song. Because I'm whore.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, Tim's camera died, so
I'm going to plug it in so I have a phone on the way home.
there you go. That would work. Yeah, that was, and you know what the funny thing was after we did it that night, we did it
It became
pretty much
so-
every gig after that.
And it was of the songs that I did under duress, it was one of the ones I minded doing least because it was never like great. I don't need there to be any evidence of it ever happening, but it wasn't too bad.
I think you did a fantastic job on it. Honestly.
I did okay, but like there's been other ones. I think I told you guys my Mustang Sally thing, and like I get we got to entertain people, but those one-offs sometimes. Joey, what was this? What I know you've had at least one song that you hated doing that people would ask you to do that you would do under the right circumstances.
Oh,
Can you
more than one.
but which one comes to mind when we're talking about that kind of thing? Where like if the money's right or the moment's right, you'll do it, but generally speaking, it's no.
I'm trying to think because I think I finally got rid of a lot of them that I finally just didn't do anymore. But
Put you under the gun.
I know.
Sorry about that.
I know probably 200 songs or more, probably more.
Oh, there's a lot more than 200 songs.
Yeah, I mean,
If you could
overall,
ever-
I've been playing for
Yeah, I think you got a lot more
45
than
years
200.
or longer.
There's
I'm going on. No, I can't. Yeah,
There's-
Nikes, dude.
there's at
I've
least
almost been
1,000.
playing for 50 years.
There's
Shit.
at least 1,000 songs in your head, Joey.
Oh yeah,
I know.
At
That's
least.
terrible.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, you
And
got
I
a ton of
lose
songs.
we lose our keys and stuff on the regular. Memory's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had another show to do, but I'm done.
How did it go?
Yeah, I went real quick.
It was quick.
real quick.
Yeah,
They
he
kick
made a
you
real
off.
splash.
They canceled it
Looks like the
right
game
when I
was
got
right.
there.
It was a real squeeze.
Yeah.
We squeezed it out real quick.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Hopefully.
Oh, play at a haunted bar while investigating. Yeah.
What we did.
Yeah.
we did. Yeah.
Wasn't that Matt's?
No.
No, it's Sky.
No,
Guys.
Sky. Allison walked in. We went to see these guys play, and Allison walked in, and she just like, I'm like, what? Who's here? I thought someone she knew that she didn't want to like run into or something.
Right.
She's like, oh my God, there's an Indian right there, full dress.
What the?
Saw everything, and we went up and talked to, and then we talked to. Now listen, when I used to go there to see like the Stilettos and not Harry Luge.
Could have been.
I heard
been
about
Harry
that too,
Lewis.
yeah.
We went in there, and when Mary was working there, do you remember Mary?
Mhm.
All right, and then the guy behind the bar, Wes, no,
Jeff.
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 Yeah, it was
And
Jeff.
so we went in there, and Allison looked back and said, "Oh my God, there's somebody back there." And we went over, and we didn't know Mary and Jeff at the time,
Mhm.
and went over there and said, "What was that?" And we told her what we saw, and she's like, "Yeah." He's back there.
And that was my point before, is that, you know, we put the hitching post and you never heard anybody say anything about paranormal activity there, but Skies, we always heard it. Always heard that place. And the place was kind of weird, especially when they had the stage in the old spot where they had it up against the wall. We had all kinds of shit happen to our equipment.
Against the bathroom.
Yeah.
I was there with Jimmy the dog house, and I sang a couple of songs and my mic would go out and things would start happening. The lights would go out and we didn't know what was going on. You remember those guys? Remember Jimmy?
I don't remember Jimmy the dog, but we've experienced the light thing.
Jimmy.
Things just happened. There were
Jimmy who?
Jimmy the dog. Jimmy. It was a doghouse. Dane, that owns Dane Zimmerman Guitars over by O'Kelly's. Dane and Jimmy, and I forget the other guy, but they were in a band for a long time. And
that's actually where I first met Donnie, was playing at the Skies. He was playing with, I think his name was Jeff.
Yeah, with Jeff Gravely.
Yeah.
That's how Donnie and I met too, was through Gravely. And then we started the 61.
61 South.
What was the first one we did? New River.
Oh, what tangled bands we weave.
Dude, when I think about it, because keep in mind, when you guys are talking way back then, Supers and Skies, I was the house band there for 5 years with Tamara Tidwell.
Right.
You know, and that's when I would first started really playing out. And I met so many different people through that. But yeah, it's because Joey, I met you for your fundraiser, really. I think that was the first.
Yeah. Well, we met on, it was the 4th of July.
Yeah. We got to play, which casino was that? Fort McDowell.
McDowell. Yeah. We did
the thing where the
fabulous 4th at
where the
Fort
weather
McDowell.
trashed Tori's little that he still won't get rid of. He still uses that same processor, but the roof came down, knocked it over and damaged it. And we got lots of free food at the restaurant and he still bitched about it. He was so pissed. Because should we take our stuff off the stage? No, you're good. You're covered. Bam. He's like, who's taking care of my stuff? They're like, oh. He was so mad. But yeah, that's how I met Joey. And Keith, I met you because of you and Donnie, right?
Yep.
61 South and Tian's living room. Or no, it was your living room.
It was my living room.
Your living room where we met Tian.
Yep.
Then you blew that whole thing up by getting us a gig at Matt's.
Damn.
We wanted to woodshed for like months and just like be the best band ever. And Keith's like, I got us a gig. And we're like, why did you go get us a gig? And then we didn't stop playing after that. We went and played it up there at Matt's and they're like, we love you guys. And we were like, freaking, every other weekend.
Every other weekend
for like a year.
Yep.
And doing New Year's up there. It was freaking awesome time. But yeah, it was some funny shit.
Okay, I'm asking you guys to do it. To come back and play again.
Okay.
Will you do it?
Yeah, let's do it now.
We should play on a hush show.
Yeah, we should.
It'd be fun. Jamming.
Yeah, it's fun, Jack.
I know it is fun.
You know,
it is cool.
You brought up Donnie, and I love Donnie. I really do. But I remember you speak of practicing in the living room. You know what story I'm talking about, right?
I don't know what story you're talking about.
Oh,
what story you're talking about?
The scorpion?
Yeah.
What?
The scorpion?
What scorpion?
You remember when the scorpion was crawling across the floor?
He's denying it.
I've never seen a grown man run so fast and jump up on the couch.
You missed years later. He still has an issue with arachnids in general. At Roosters, they got a remote control spider.
Oh shit.
No.
That was fun. Yeah, he doesn't like those things. But you did miss the one. No, never mind. No. Yeah. Well, he's not here to defend himself. That's not fair.
I gave him the chance to come on.
Yeah.
He's probably watching. He's like, those son of a bitches.
And it's because of music that we met Tim as well.
Yeah, it's true.
He
Which
doesn't
I don't
remember
Well, how's that?
it because we were we had Rattlecat Junction going. We were playing at a bar called
Whiskey Rose.
Whiskey Rose in Chandler.
Oh wow.
And Tim and his wife used to come in and
Was I on a wheelchair or a scooter?
no, this was before any of your accidents.
Okay.
And so we met you guys then, and we thought, gosh, they're real fans of ours, And
Now-
Tim doesn't remember.
You guys came in all the time.
I played at Whiskey Row with Joey and Phil and
Oh yeah,
and
you
Bob.
did. So you know the place, yeah.
I was there at the end when Bob's life fell apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not here to defend himself. So.
There's no defense. It just
I
happened.
So I used to see these guys. I used to like them.
He doesn't remember us, but
Don't remember any of it because my brain came out of my head.
What a different time. Because honestly, I don't remember the first. What was the first band that you and I were in, Joey, where we were together in a band? Do you remember? We've been in so many different
Yeah, the
groups
first
together.
one would have been.
Teletubbies.
No, here you go. I was thinking more of the Wiggles, but
Oh, that's even worse.
yeah, that would have been Dirt Road Choir Boys.
Dirt Road.
Okay.
If you remember,
I'd stick with the Teletubbies.
That wasn't the first band we were in together, was it?
yeah, Dirt Road Choir Boys. Yeah, because that's when we got together with Todd and Phil.
Okay. So that was before. Then we did Tori after that, right?
Then we did Tori after that.
Okay. Wow.
Teletubbies.
I had kind of forgotten about Dirt Road Choir Boy.
Yeah, and I've got that
I like
that
that
epic
name.
recording we did out
Everybody's
at
going to show up.
Where?
Tortilla Flat.
Oh,
Not Tortilla Flat.
No. Greasewood Flat.
Santan.
No,
Flats.
Santan. And we did
Whole Lot of
Love,
It was actually pretty tight.
and it came out really well.
That was good. That was good stuff. I got Greasewood Flat is where I had my wedding reception, but it's gone now.
Tortilla Flat.
It is gone.
Yeah, Greasewood.
Yeah,
I was there
Greasewood's
the last
Yeah,
day
makes me sad.
Mogollon played. They did the closeout show, and then after that they were gone. But I've heard they moved to somewhere else. The owners promised they were going to open up a
Who, Tortilla
Greasewood
Flat?
somewhere else.
No. Giuseppe?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's not going to be
I
open.
think he's eating Twizzlers, Wendy. Are you eating Twizzlers?
Maybe.
They're all asking in the chat.
Yeah,
My wife told me an hour and a half ago, don't eat on camera. I'm like, I'm eating on camera. Unless they're going to let me smoke in here, I'm going to friggin' eat.
good to see you. Listen,
You know, everybody in the comments are going, "What the fuck are they talking about?"
yeah,
now?"
what's going on?
we got
They don't
way
give a
off
shit about the
topic.
conversation, so I got to give them something to be interested in. Like, what's that guy sticking in his mouth?
they're edibles. Don't worry about it. He'll be gone here soon.
You guys want to hear us start playing again on the show? I know we did it a few times in the
Used
past.
to end up our shows with that.
Just do.
You're all wrong.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Yeah, sweet tart.
Sweet and tardy.
Share size.
Well, you didn't share with us,
You
goddamn
didn't
it.
Yeah,
share
what
a
the hell?
damn thing.
Come get her, bitches.
What about share? Don't you understand?
Where's that girl again?
Right?
You heard the girl again?
Didn't you just hear her?
I don't know.
I keep
I've heard her
hearing
a couple
something. I've
times
heard
tonight.
something.
I don't know.
No, that's you.
That was you.
What?
Whatever.
Stop messing with Tim, will you?
I don't hear the knocks this time.
No, not this time.
You'll get through it, Jack.
Oh my God, we've lost him. Between the edibles and the beer.
What are ropes, Jade? I mean, what? I've
That's
heard ropes in
Twizzler ropes.
These are ropes.
Okay.
It says it
those
right
are
on
ropes.
the freaking
Okay.
bag.
Those are ropes. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Was she talking about different ropes?
I mean,
I love
I don't know.
Me too. Come over,
My brain always goes to porn. And
Oh my God.
dude. I have the same problem. Every time I watch something on TV and a girl comes on the screen, I'm like, why is she still wearing her clothes?
Oh my God.
You're welcome. What he's eating.
yeah, I wouldn't eat ropes.
a young candy.
Okay, let's not go there. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go there.
I don't even know what happened.
That's proof right there that we don't need Mike to make shit go off the rails. We do it on our own.
He's here in spirit.
Yeah, exactly. He put a spell on us. Oh, that's funny.
Join us next week when we.
Well, yeah. So last week we asked everybody about ideas for
Shows,
episodes and
right.
shows and stuff, and
What'd we get?
we got stuff.
Can we talk about it?
Not really.
I forget about it. I have to go back and watch.
Oh, we didn't write it down. Story.
What was it? Oh no.
Story of my life.
I'm going to talk about something right now I don't know anything about.
Perfect.
And so since we forgot all about it, I'm just reaching out again.
Yeah. So I think what he's trying to say is if you have something you want us to talk about, please,
Wendy says we sound like giggly girls.
Oh,
tell us
that's not
Teletubbies.
Stop it.
What is SMR?
SMR?
SMR.
SMR. Nice.
Morgan Hope says ASMR.
Morgan.
Who's Morgan?
Oh,
That's his daughter.
That's my daughter.
Why'd she say
His daughter.
ASMR?
ASMR is a girl that's got a YouTube channel, and she is a billionaire now because she does her old YouTube thing on making noises. She's got this oversized mic, and she'll like scratch things, and she'll like take beads, and she just makes sounds.
Oh, okay.
Why are we talking about ASMR?
Well, that's
Because your daughter brought it up.
that's
Oh,
some-
you want us to do that, Morgan? Is that what you're saying?
Well, she's making millions,
That's
and we're
some
not making
bullshit.
shit.
Making
that's some
millions.
bullshit, right?
Let's do that. All right.
What a bunch of noise. Jack's got all the noises in the world.
So-
Yeah, exactly.
This girl's making $1
We
million
should go viral.
off of making noises on YouTube.
Oh, wait,
That's all
she's
she
one of
does.
I know what she's talking about. It's
Oh, you
not-
just got us 50 subscribers by doing that.
He rang the freaking bell.
Did you hear that?
Ding, ding, dong.
No,
That's
I mean that's a good idea, Morgan.
I don't-
I'll talk to him later about
It
it.
had a question mark, so I don't think it was a good. I don't think it was a
ASMR,
good-
you want to do something like that? Yeah, I'll talk to the guys about it.
Okay, cool.
Can we turn it paranormal?
Yeah,
Eat-
absolutely,
Into the mic softly.
dude. She's making $1 million a week.
Wait, so that's the key, Jack. You got to eat softly.
Yeah, she
And
eats
that's the
grapes.
noise.
She
I've
eats
been eating
peaches, she eats
softly into the
apples.
mic.
She
I can be
touches,
rude and
she
get loud.
bites things, she licks things, and she's making $1 million freaking
I don't know
dollars
if that's a
week.
good thing.
I just,
No,
I
no,
would
no,
think-
no. It is. It is. It'll get a lot more.
Well, for
attention.
her, it's a good thing. But
The
wait,
tuning
so,
listen
wait,
to-
so we're going to be the truth about beer and bodily functions.
and
I mean,
no sound.
Fat guy breathing on a microphone.
right?
I walked up the stairs. Okay, cool.
I thought our shit
So,
was
all
much
right,
more
you guys
interesting.
go
than
look
that.
up ASMR on YouTube. Tell me what you think. How can we incorporate it into the show? I think it's fantastic. Instead of drinking the beer, I think we'll just like
Slurp
pour
it?
the beer on the table and just record the sound.
Oh,
She does it. She makes $1 million a week,
I believe it.
and we could like scratch your beard.
I don't want to believe it. That's the thing.
Yeah, as you're chewing your ropes, we can record you chewing your. That's where she got it. You're chewing your food in the mic.
I don't have any reverb.
See, that right there will make you $1 million,
Or make people throw up one of the two.
which will make you $1 million.
I don't think that's proven. Just because one person did it.
No, just check it out.
I'm gonna.
What is she,
I'm gonna
12?
Just turn around and
Yeah.
fart into the mic very gently.
You can make $1 million.
That'll make Jade
If you
very
can
happy.
fart on command, you can make $1 million.
Farted.
or fart on the mic softly. There you go.
Softly.
I love you.
If you can make different noises, and that's a real thing. I'm
Wow,
sorry.
that's just
We're gonna be rich.
You gotta. I'm telling you, man. Go watch it. It'll blow
I
your
believe
mind.
it will blow my mind.
I mean,
Not my first choice.
I think
First
she
things
was
to it.
she was
Yeah,
7
well,
when she
but
started,
she's 12 now.
and she's probably 14 now. She's a multi-millionaire,
Wow.
and just like the little boy that
She's gonna be a healthy.
just
person.
like the little boy that rates toys.
couldn't go off if they were.
He started
I've
when he
seen
was
him.
4 or 5
Yeah.
years old.
to be a
Now
monster
he's a
by the time.
millionaire by rating
Craziness.
toys.
His parents got to be thrilled.
So Morgan's saying we need to make weird noises to up our game.
That's if we change platforms.
I was going to say, I think we lose half our audience if we
So
start doing
if
that. So.
I do have the sound of my mind blowing out of my head.
What?
Yeah, 'cause
Huh?
she says record the sound of your mind
Come
blowing.
on, Jack, do it.
So when I was on the motorcycle and I wrecked, I was actually recording. I'm
Sound of my mind blowing what?
I thought it was a coyote on a motorcycle.
Shh, it is.
Silent but deadly, right, Wendy?
Yes.
Oh, hold on.
That was awesome.
Pull my finger. I'm just kidding.
So this is the reason we have guests for the remaining of the season.
Right. Because we've run out of shit to talk about.
Oh no,
we
we
start
haven't.
talking about bodily
No,
functions.
we haven't.
huh?
We haven't ran out of shit to talk about.
Yeah.
We've ran out of shit to talk about that I can talk about without having to listen to my wife for 3.5 hours when I get home. Telling me, why would you do that?
I don't know if that's appropriate.
She's much more tactful, but I just know that she would have opinions. She's watching. I'm sure she's watching. She's just not going to comment.
I hope so.
We do need to try to get more UFO evidence of the superstitions.
Yeah.
How do you even do that? That's just that's
we're gonna go out there.
We did get some.
We're going to go out there every night
Okay,
and
what do you
chain
get
our
more?
cameras to the air, and we're going to find it. I guarantee it'll happen.
So we did an investigation. Didn't you hear the story?
No.
This is a good one.
We should repeat it.
Yeah.
Let's do.
We'll talk about it all.
We did we did an investigation at a gentleman's house who was right at the base of the superstitions, like
just
literally at the base.
The very base.
And we were in the middle of doing a session. I think it was a spirit box session or whatever it was. And I went outside for some reason. I don't know what the hell I went outside for, to grab a piece of equipment or whatever it was. No, seriously. And
I know, just my head's.
And I looked up at the mountain and I saw this freaking light at the top of the mountain just going back and forth like a headlight on a quad. But it's not the spot on the mountain where you can get to.
Okay.
So we sat there and watched her for what? Probably a good hour.
Yeah.
Right?
And we watch it go behind the mountain, and then it would come back up and kind of move funkily.
Yeah, we did some bizarre patterns, the light. And it almost came up off the mountain. So, you know, it wasn't any type of a vehicle or anything. But
And we were out there last week, and Keith was saying, dude, is there a road anywhere up there? I'm like, absolutely freaking not.
Yeah, there's nothing.
There's no road. There's nothing up there.
So there was definitely something up there that night. So I'd like to investigate.
There's a lot of stories about the mountain opening up. There's a lot of stories about UFO activity and portals, and
that was one. The school, the mountain behind my elementary school in Prescott. We watched a door open on the top of it and something fly out of it. When I was at first or second grade, because we moved for third grade, but it was in first or second grade, and I still can remember seeing that. It was, I don't know what mountain it was, but
where was that?
In Prescott. It was at Dexter Elementary I went to, and there was a hill, and I don't know how tall the mountain, because I was a kid, so perspective of sizes.
It was huge.
It was at the time. It was very huge.
Yeah.
But you could see, it was just like a group of rocks up at the top, and it looked like a door open, and it looked like something flew out of it. I'm just remembering this. This is like,
there's a lot of stories about that.
Anyway, you just reminded me of that when you said that.
There are stories of the superstitions opening up, a door opening up, and things going inside and closing.
That's the best place to put a hidden hangar, honestly.
Right? Really
shit. Mountains, shit.
You know what that makes me think of, Jack?
What?
Do you remember it was probably right before Christmas a couple years ago when we were driving up to Prescott?
Oh my God, yes. It wasn't anything. It was SpaceX.
That was SpaceX.
But we were losing our fucking minds to the way that the sunset was going through the
shot, the reflection.
Dude, we're like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, Joey, you're driving. He's
I'm thinking the world's ending.
The craziest looking shit I'd ever seen. I had no reference for what we were looking at, but it was clearly something in the sky that had like propulsion or a weapon. I'm like, we're all gonna die or we're being invaded or whatever. But it was the weirdest shit I've ever seen. That was creepy.
That was very cool,
We're all
though.
searching our phones, like, what is it?
So Jade says he lives close to the superstitions. Have you ever seen anything out there?
Rocks.
Just besides rocks and cactus.
And Heavy Metal Bear Club
Rattlesnakes.
says they've seen lights moving above mountains in Safford and Morenci. So you know there's stuff out there.
Yeah.
So we definitely have to go check that out for sure.
We also need to do a quartzsite thing. Have you heard about that?
I've been through
I've
Quartzsite.
been through quartzsite too.
It's
Usually
like
the
it's
McDonald's
ley
stop.
lines. They've got big
Quartzsite.
pictures on the ground.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I'll
I've heard
be
of that.
seeing it
Yeah.
from
I
there.
haven't seen it, but I've heard it. Yeah.
What are you and Carol going to do in a few weeks?
What?
Wendy and Carol are doing something in a few weeks.
They're going to do it.
Superstitions? I think
I don't know. It just says we're going to do it in a few weeks.
Let's do the stations, man. Take the RV out there, camp right there at that bayside.
Well, I'm trying to follow the
conversation
up from there to see what she's replying to.
Jade can go too.
Well, she does. She lives very close to superstition, so we need to. Go out
Yeah,
there and do
that doesn't say.
But back to your comment earlier, Jack, about doing it at night. I don't think the park rangers would let us go out there at night with
That's
it.
what makes it fun.
They're not awake. They're like 85 years old.
I'm
Plus,
good with doing it at night.
I mean, it's out past Apache Junction.
No, yeah.
Well, you can get to what do we want to go to? Weaver's Needle, and that's on the gold.
That's on the
Gold Canyon side.
Gold Canyon side.
So we'd have to go through that way to go out there.
I know people who live on Gold Canyon. We can go
But
to
if
their
you did
backyards.
Peralta
See?
Trail or Drinkwater Trail,
I know a couple
you
people
can
who
go
live
up
right at the
there
base there. We could probably go up to the backside there.
Go hang
Let's
out,
go to their yards, yeah.
have a barbecue.
Grab a couple super lights, hire some tweakers to watch. Watch out for park rangers.
That'd be fun. We should,
Sorry.
yes, Wendy, we should do it.
yeah.
We should absolutely do it.
My strippers won't go that far.
No.
I bet you we find something.
You have to get them from a globe.
Dang it.
Watch out for gold
Are you
hunter.
Didn't
out?
leave any for the toast.
Oh, well.
Gold hunter ghost. I still have some. You want some of mine? It's warm. It's very warm.
Split it. Well, we're at that point, actually, aren't we?
Yeah.
About 10 seconds away.
point of no return.
That is true.
Yay. I'm
So-
finishing it with that. Just screw it.
Well,
Just kidding.
So you guys send your ideas and everything, your questions, email us. Let us know what you guys think we ought to. If you have
We
any
don't have to
places
do-
you think we ought to go
do some
investigate,
investigating.
let us know.
Tastes like letter F.
And before next week, go back and watch a Ghost Adventures.
Yes, please.
Yeah, Gila County Jail episode.
Why?
Yeah.
And
for
Hitching
Deb.
Post.
Then they can meet Deb, who's our
Right.
guest next week.
She's our guest this
Oh,
week.
that's good. Good context. Now I know why.
That
And
Debbie.
Hitching Post, last Friday's show.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
please
and
go
watch that, of course,
Yeah,
over and
check
over
that.
again.
Share it with all your friends, please.
Yeah, I only watched Ghost Adventures once, but watch our episodes over and over,
Over and over, right.
Yeah.
And share the hell out of it.
And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do. We don't grovel and beg quite as much as we should.
We make a
For-
lot of
for
money
subscribers,
every time you subscribe,
but-
so
but
please.
It really would be great to have some more subscribers.
Who makes money?
Also, coming up very soon is Parapalooza.
Yes.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
Do we have a picture of that?
I think we might.
He's wasted.
Jack and
What? What do we have? I'm sorry.
Well,
I
we
was
could-
reading.
I don't
What-
even know.
we'll look for a picture.
What
Hey,
picture?
Jack?
What?
Hold on, let him find.
What am I looking for?
It's Parapalooza 2021, right?
Right there, right there.
Boom.
I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Bada bing,
Holy
bada boom.
shit
There it
balls.
is.
There you go.
That's coming up real soon. I do have to say, on a serious note, we do have a hell of a lineup this year.
A lot of interest.
A lot of
Yeah.
interest, yeah. So, thanks, Jack.
It's a long clip. Okay, cool.
That's gonna be fun.
That's
Awesome.
going to be cool.
Oh yeah.
So you guys email us, contact us, let us know what you think, what we should do,
Totally.
how you think about the show. And
Leave your messages in the comments of this video,
So we can go back and watch it.
please.
Yeah,
Then we can keep it all straight. You know.
Parapalooza is gonna be a lot of fun. It really is. It's gonna be cool.
Guy.
There we go.
There we
We're
go.
back
Okay.
again. All right.
sorry, hiccup.
So, a little technical difficulty.
No, just I'm an idiot. Nothing technical about it.
All right.
They didn't even notice.
No, then you know.
Yeah, they kept the
Everyone's
conversation
like,
going.
what?
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah.
These are quiet and gone. Yeah, we are morons. I'm a moron. I'm sorry about that. I agree, Wendy. What the? Okay.
It's the beer talking,
It's the beer, dude.
as we say.
Blame it on the beer.
I'm apparently Apple inept. Oh, they're all leaving now. Fine.
What?
Whatever.
Everybody's going night night.
You sign off of a live broadcast, people just think you're done. Unbelievable.
We are done.
I know.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us this week. We do appreciate it. We got no beer left.
No,
Until next
I'm
time.
not touching anything.
But
next
until
time.
next time,
Shall
it's been the truth about beer and
And?
hit it, Jack.
I'm trying.
Uh-huh.
I said I wasn't going to touch it.
Just hit the button.
Which button?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
button.
Huh?
Shut up.
Not
The
that
truth
one.
about beer. Oh, there you go.
Good Lord.
Suck it.
We're gonna roll our power family and then
Thank you guys. We'll see you next week.
see you next week. Cheers.
you are wondering where to find the truth about beer and merchandise, you've come to the right place. BS Designs has all the merch you've been looking for, from t-shirts and koozies to the very collectible The Truth About Beer and themed gnomes. Visit BS Designs today.
Whether you're an aspiring paranormal enthusiast or a seasoned professional, or perhaps you're just looking to add to your equipment inventory, look no further than Ghost Hunters Outlet. They have all your equipment needs. For a limited time, mention the word beer in the promotional code for additional savings. And be sure to watch The Truth About Beer and on YouTube.
Welcome to the truth about